put the camera in the corner there.
I thought you said don't put baby in the corner.
Put baby in the corner, but you can put camera in the corner.
Exactly.
All right.
All right, here we go again.
It's been a minute since you've been here in person.
Oh, it's just been a minute all around.
Yeah.
What is this, an ad for Abercrombie?
I got an interesting tip today. Remember that
Abercrombie and
Felch.
we're starting a stream with.
Yeah, Abercrombie and Felch.
Okay. It's Ambroche.
Ambroche.
It's French, so I already don't like it.
Yeah, I fucked up then.
Now I'm no expert on Supermax prisons, but isn't the whole...
Well, Michael, what was that next Spider-Man thought that you had?
Oh, just finishing listening to what Jay Jonah was saying there. With an indestructible horn.
Yeah. It's always those horn fellows that you gotta look out for.
Oh, but the other thing I was going to say about Spider-Man that they never or haven't really quite gone with Peter Parker in high school.
Any of them?
Is I mean a little, kind of with Tobey Maguire, but the sense of loneliness he feels as a teenager with how much he was picked on and stuff.
Yeah.
There should almost be a bit of a fear that Peter Parker could turn out to be like a high school shooter, which is what kind of happens in the Spider-Gwen comic book. Peter was that detached loner kid,
that's true,
and that's why he devises the lizard formula and just like massacres the high school.
Yeah,
like
and then dies.
Yeah, and that's like Spider-Gwen kind of is like she wasn't directly responsible for his death, but she was a part of it, so she feels extra guilty about killing Peter Parker because she was the only one who was like kind of friends with him and shit. And so with Peter Parker, the level of isolation and loneliness that he felt before he got spider powers, you know, I think is something that has yet to be present in these movies. And now I will stop swinging around and go towards the story mission. That's just...
Yeah, goddamn New York City swingers.
Swingers.
Hey, Spider-Man, will you fuck my wife? That's what you meant, right?
You can imagine a New Yorker on a rooftop living on one of the like upper floors yelling that to Spider-Man, "Hey, Spider-Man, fuck my wife!"
It's just Eric Andre sticking his head out the window.
Swing on by so you can fuck my wife to swing music.
Swing? Is that your conception of swingers, Tim? They just listen to some jazz and classy music while they're
slopping and jazz. That's what swing is.
I like it. Liz, you speak Mandarin? Wait, what was that about? Liz Allen?
It might have been, yeah.
Bonus point for a chair that goes back and forth on the suspension.
Right.
Police look like they can use some help.
Right. Well, you know that is actually like an opening joke for Eric Andre in a lot of situations. He'll just shout that out.
Oh, yeah.
You fuck my wife?
Yeah, he doesn't even have one. He doesn't even have a wife. He just says it anyway. Like, there's actually a really funny video of it's Eric Andre and Hannibal Buress.
That did not work.
Like fucking with each other's Tinder profiles. And so Eric Andre goes on Hannibal Buress's Tinder, right? And his opening line to this woman is, "Will you fuck my wife?" And then the woman actually responds, and he goes, "This never works." Like he's actually typing out the uhs and the ums, and like sending those as the messages.
That's great. That's great.
And then he sends, "I want to fuck your husband?" Because he's like, no one ever responds to this. I don't know what to do next.
I never thought I'd get this far.
And then when Hannibal Buress does it, he takes Eric Andre's Tinder over, and his opening line is, "Will you put your feet in my cabinet for an art project?" It's like, can I have your credit card number?
But you gotta find Mr. Standish fast. These guys in masks kidnapped him and forced him up to his place.
Is that like a...
You'll find him and he's totally sitting down.
Okay, sit tight.
What's that?
I said you find the guy and he's totally sitting down.
Yeah.
My car. Sworn I parked on this level.
See, that is some good Spider-Man humor.
Oh yeah, the quips in this game are better than the quips in well, I think any of the movies, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, right, I forgot I have to uppercut these guys.
Oh, Far From Home. had
Yes, what did you
couple
think?
of really good. Oh, not even No Way Home, but Far From Home.
Oh, yeah.
And any of the, like, the fights with, like, Mysterio and shit. I don't know. I really like all the fucking illusion puns.
I do think they handled the Mysterio sequences really well.
Oh yeah, that was done very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not any of my problems with that movie.
Yeah.
Definitely, that's one of the best parts about it.
Like, I like that they gave him that kind of power level where it is such a mind fuck that he can do with people. Because
And he ambushes Fury by making a whole fucking office building.
yeah, it's just like
Which Fury would not have fallen for
he would
either.
not.
No,
I mean,
no.
we know it wasn't him anyway, but yeah, he wouldn't have fallen for that shit.
Oh yeah, 'cause that's Kree Fury, right?
yeah,
Skrull.
oh yeah, Skrull. Yeah.
It's well, I mean, it just is Talos from Captain. I mean, it's just the same
from
Skrull from
it
Captain
is,
Marvel.
yeah.
But now, Tim, well, since you didn't get like a huge chance to talk about Spider-Man yet, you're playing Spider-Man.
Yeah, this is the most Spider-Man I'm ever gonna be.
Well, I heard you wanted Spider-Man, so we put Spider-Man in your
kills Green
Spider-Man.
Goblin at the end. I was really pleased with that. I thought that was something they were gonna stop Tom Holland from doing.
Right.
And then he just like snapped Tobey Maguire's neck, froze him aside.
Damn.
No.
Oh shit.
Those guys are good if you web them up.
Web
first.
'em, okay.
Yeah, if you web them up first, that's a good way to.
Oh shit.
If you hold R1 down, that slows things down, and pulls you to
oh
the
wait,
gadget wheel.
I just don't hit these people with things.
I mean, you can do that too.
Fuck you.
Oh, and if he's electrocuted, that also makes him vulnerable. So that's also a good.
All right.
That's also a good temporary. The
well,
electricity took him out for you.
Oh, awesome. I love electricity.
Wow, are you trying to be Miles Morales right now? Spider-Man with electricity?
One ability that Miles Morales didn't showcase in the Into the Spider-Verse movie or in the Miles Morales game that I really hope in the sequels to both of these things they fucking let Miles do is that he can also spit acid in the comics.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, he can fucking straight up spit acid, and that is something that they have not touched on in that animated movie or in these games
Oh, there's
yet.
the prompt.
Probably because, I don't know, I feel like you get some funny sequences out of it. At least a
He's
couple.
like a
of them.
xenomorph.
I like how he hangs up against the wall, and then as soon as he touches his back, the webs are there.
Yeah, right.
Elevator shaft is clear.
Sorry, what?
Guys, can you light up my shaft for a second?
Let's see. Was he speaking French a minute ago?
Mandarin.
Oh, man.
These are the Mr. Negative henchman.
Oh, that's right. Let's see.
That's it. I'm trying to remember. You've played this already, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Oh, sweet. what is happening?
But no, I mean, I do think that this game ultimately, I think, to me, characterizes this character just better than any of the MCU movies have so far.
Yeah.
And that's not because I haven't liked them either. It's
Wait,
just
somebody see me?
there's some guys on the other side too.
Oh.
So there's some spotlights if you kind of they're moving around a little like that. There's one right there.
Yeah, this has been the easiest part of the game so far, so I like this.
Not making you have to think too hard. Well, I mean, Michael, I don't know if this is something you're going to really react to at all, but Tim, I think you might find this interesting. Maybe you heard, maybe you didn't, but you hear Microsoft is buying Activision?
Well, I imagine Activision is dirt cheap right now.
Yeah. I'm guessing that it's probably pretty easy to buy them.
Yeah, Activision right now, holy shit. Especially with retaining Bobby Kotick and what it did to their fucking shareholders, or their stocks. Holy shit.
Yeah. Michael, do you know much about what's happened with Activision just recently in general?
Only when you and Ulysses tell me stuff.
Well, they were raping a bunch of people.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah, they had a hotel suite that they called it the Cosby Suite. Because, like, they named it after him in honor of raping.
What? They named it that?
Yeah, no. The people at the Activision employees
a giant
named it the
oil
Cosby
painting
Suite.
of Bill Cosby.
What the fuck?
And then they molested, like, fans at, like, conventions in this hotel room.
They're like, hey,
Holy
if you want to
shit.
talk to us, if you want to hang out with us, if you want us to talk to you,
You gotta come up to the Cosby
hotel
Suite.
room, and we're not going to talk to you until you have a few drinks first to calm down.
Damn it. How recent or long ago did
This is going back years, like, that they've been doing this.
And
yeah. Good. Well, I guess.
A lot of this didn't really come out until the state of California came out with a lawsuit against them. For
the
workers'
state
rights
itself is suing the company.
Yeah. And then the first thing that Blizzard said in response to the allegations was, these paint us in an unfair light, and they are...
the Bill Cosby painting was painted in an unfair
right, and they're just completely stretching the truth and distorting reality, and they had one of the women shareholders release that statement because they thought it would be a good idea.
Well, it turned out she didn't even write it.
She didn't write it.
The CEO
Bobby
wrote
Kotick
it.
wrote it, and then gave it to her.
He's the CEO
of Activision.
He wrote it, and then told her that she needed to put her name on it, and then put it out for him.
And then she was like vilified by like the fans of the company's works, because, you know, who the fuck wouldn't be like, you're defending the rapists right now?
Right.
What the hell?
Jesus.
And no, that was Bobby Kotick, because as we've more and more we find out, he was not only aware of what was happening, but he was actively working to hide it from shareholders and things, and to stop people who had the potential to, like, make changes at that. Like, he stopped as many people in charge from knowing as possible, essentially.
Yeah.
He did fucking cover up on... Without him, it would have been found out years ago and actually addressed, but it was the president of the goddamn company being yeah, you know, I want this to keep happening.
My God. Damn it.
And not only that...
Okay, how do you just immediately web zip to the surface again?
So hold the left trigger.
All right.
And then, hold the left trigger down. You see how it brings up that cursor, and then hitting the right trigger at whatever you're pointing at will, like, zip you to the surface.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
That's gonna let me pull up exactly what is it?
Pull up the actual article or something.
Because something that actually just came out yesterday.
Yesterday
or the day before in the Wall Street Journal.
It's like, you know how for like 2 straight years there was a news story about how fucked up Fallout 76 was and how it didn't work and shit for like 2 straight years?
Yeah.
For the last like 6 months, there's been like a news story every week about how Activision is raping people.
But okay, so this is happening so fast.
Even if you, let's say you set aside the actual harassment and like what they're doing to employees, right? Let's like take that aside, right? Let's pretend that's not part of it for just a second, right? For the sake of argument. And just as a company, in terms of business decisions, they canceled. They like took apart the team that made Crash Bandicoot games, and they forced all the employees to go work on Call of Duty. They took apart the team that made Spyro games, and then forced them to go work on Call of Duty. They took apart the team that made Tony Hawk games, and forced them to go work on Call of Duty. They took apart the team that worked like literally, they just every good product that Activision ever really made in the past, they have just ripped apart those teams. And like either the people have quit over this, and they just make them all work on fucking Call of Duty, and that's like the only thing Activision does. So like even if you said it like this stuff is all bad, and that is ultimately worse. What they've been doing to employees is the worst part of this. But even if you set that part aside, just as a company, like and a video game developer, they're not making good games. They're just making just trash like Call of Duty shooters every year and nothing else. And that's all they do.
They should probably
interact with. They just fucking like Diablo, for instance. Diablo was in the height of development when they merged with Blizzard.
Yeah.
And you'll recall Diablo 3's best feature was that they had a real money auction house
feature.
that you could buy top level loot for you could just throw money at Diablo 3, pay $20 and you have all the best items in the game.
Yeah.
Activision.
Yeah. I mean, and that's going back to, what, 2012, 2011? So Activision's been shitty for a while.
But they've been fucking things up progressively since then. Every time somebody of, anytime somebody gets, wants to retire, they're like, okay,
right.
This person who's, founded so-and-so company, they're retiring. All right,
down
so
here.
now they're not here to vouch for this IP.
Right, so then they just tear apart whatever property. I mean, and that's setting aside all of the awful things they've done to people that work there.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say overall, I'd rather them be making bad games than raping people, but
no, I'm just saying that
but they aren't even doing that.
Yeah, they're not even. Yeah, it's like they're not even putting out
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. It's just that there's just no concession you can give them, right? It's like, well,
Yeah, right.
You could be like, their behavior's awful, but hey, there's a quality product here. Maybe if they get their act together, the company can withstand all this bad news and maybe fix some of their problems. But it's can they even fix their problems if they're not even putting out quality products that people want to stand behind their company over?
Right.
So and then you add in all this. So you consider all that stuff all at the same time. It's yeah, it's just
with a lot of the people named in the lawsuit, they were working on the Blizzard aspect of things.
More of it was on the Blizzard side than the Activision side overall.
Yeah.
I think. Although Bobby Kotick also. An email came out where he just threatened to straight up blow up one of his employees in her car. Yeah, he said, I'll murder you. I'll put a fucking bomb in your car when you least expect it.
Holy
shit! He actually
shit.
said that in an email.
Talk about a game inspiration here.
And remove him.
This guy sounds fucking evil.
Yeah, Bobby Kotick's a piece of shit, dude.
Jesus Christ.
He is
I feel like they need the FBI to arrest this dude and bring him in.
I mean, he didn't actually do it, I guess.
Okay, I mean, normally it's
Alex can apologize for it too.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes it fine. Totally.
But he hasn't even been forced to leave the company. He's still the CEO.
As of an hour ago, it was announced that when Microsoft merger is completed, he will leave.
Yeah. Okay, did they finally said so? So here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think the best news to come out of all this Activision stuff for a while is the idea that Microsoft buying Activision might make them not be so shitty.
Ulysses instantly knew.
Yep. Yes, we are, Ulysses. I don't know if you saw this yet, Ulysses, but it was announced today that Microsoft is buying Activision, and Bobby Kotick will be kicked out essentially as CEO.
As soon as the merger
happens, which I think it's a good thing, just like Bethesda, right? Xbox bought Bethesda, and that makes me think, hey, maybe Fallout cannot suck anymore. Maybe Microsoft is just kind of buying up everything. You know what? I trust Microsoft more than I trust Activision on its own or Bethesda on its own.
Doing the same thing as much as it can. And the people who own the consoles are trying to also own the production of games for those consoles. Which makes sense, but also...
Well, they've always owned some. It's just never been a thing that they have all.
Degree.
No, yeah, they're increasing a monopolization over it, but they always had a degree of it, even going back. Because they always had some internal development teams. But they are going kind of nuts with, how many they're taking now. But I mean, I don't know. As long as there's, as long as there, even if between Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo, if between the three of them they buy all the game studios, at least there'll still be three separate things that want to fuck each other over.
Yeah, right.
And they have to, strive to make a
check
good
and balance the sort of
Well, they have to make a good product to try and fuck the other company out of people buying people's money.
Right. That's when capitalism works a little bit.
Well, or just fuck you. I mean, they will just fuck each other. That's true.
So, a few things. Apparently, Microsoft is also getting Blizzard and King Studios along with the merger.
Right. Well, King's already part of Activision anyway. So.
Oh yeah.
King is the mobile developer behind Candy Crush. So that's where Activision gets like the majority of its money.
For Candy Crush, bro.
Oh yeah,
Candy Crush?
Yeah. Well, because people will buy the fucking microtransactions, right? They'll spend $1 here, $1 there, and then before you know it, they fucking don't have any savings in their bank account.
Goddamn Candy Crush.
I know.
So
but I'd rather Microsoft have all of, because I mean, think about it, like you know, if Microsoft owns Activision, Candy Crush is one of the most. That's true. It's one of the most successful
I
games
knew
ever
that, but I just didn't know. What? Nobody should be playing that anymore.
You just would have thought it would have died off by
in
now.
popularity. Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I think it has. It's just that the people that still play it are spending a shit. They're just still spending that much money.
What is the game? Call of Duty 17, Black Ops 6, Modern Warfare 2.
I know.
Sometimes the way this Peter Parker actor pronounces Captain Watanabe, sometimes I just hear the last kind of syllable there, and it just sounds like I'm hearing Ken Watanabe.
Oh yeah, just that actor.
Yeah,
it's like 50 Shades. It's popular among bored housewives. Candy Crush is appealing to the same demographic as 50 Shades of Grey. Bored housewives with nothing to do.
That's a funny concept. Wow. Captain Wasabi, shut up.
God damn it.
Hold on. So
she is spicy.
That's true. A report came out in the Wall Street Journal that under the new zero tolerance policies that they somehow didn't already have, Activision Blizzard
zero tolerance on raping employees.
40 people since the implementation of those in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And had to reprimand another 60. So 100 people, 100 individual people have already had to face fucking shit under this new policy. This is out of a company of like, what, 2,000-3,000? That's like not... That's a significant portion of your fucking workforce being reprimanded for the most heinous fucking workforce thing.
Right.
And they were hiding that from shareholders to try to keep the stocks up. And that's what Wall Street Journal launched and tanked the fucking stocks. And Microsoft bought them up. Like that. Yeah. And they bought them up because Kotick was, after all that shit, he's like, alright, we were caught. We won't lie. Alright, we're caught. We won't lie.
Right.
Oh no! See, like nothing's really happening because we implemented those changes, but our company was already changed, so we didn't really need to. We only had to fire, and then just 160 more. But otherwise, we're still a great company.
Right? That's what they're trying to sound.
And imagine if you were able to discipline 60 of the people, there were 40-some people that did something bad enough that they were like, nope, no saving it, gotta be fired.
Right. Well, like Michael, for instance, there was actually, there was one employee, I don't remember his name, but there was one employee in particular where he literally would just in the middle of like the fucking office workspace with like 100 employees in like a fucking room with each other, all working at their computers. There was one particular guy that other employees would literally have to get up from their desks and physically pull him off of the women in the office because he would like fucking just start molesting them in the middle of the workday.
What the fuck?
Like that's how bad it was at this fucking company.
God damn.
They also did things like kick women who were lactating and so they were breastfeeding their babies. They would kick them out of the lactation rooms to hold meetings.
Yeah, they'd be like, get the fuck out of here, stop feeding your baby, we need to...
And not even important meetings.
No, meetings where they're doing coke with $100 bills.
I shouldn't laugh, but I swear at first I thought Tim was just going to say, they just kicked pregnant women?
just horrible as they could possibly get.
They also expected women that were breastfeeding, like in the middle of breastfeeding, to work, but they didn't have, they only had one outlet on the other side of the room where a fan was plugged into, and then you plugged the breast machine into. What do you plug a laptop or like any other work device in with? Nothing. And they're like, all right, now you still have to maintain all your workflow.
These guys are
We're going to throw a coke party in here real quick, though. So get the fuck out, and then we'll let you get back to work.
Damn. Wow.
So, yeah, kicking nursing moms out to throw coke parties in the nursing rooms. That was a good one.
I have a fuck up of theirs that's actually pretty funny. So there's a character in Overwatch, right? He's this like cowboy character. The character's I can't remember exactly what it was, but the character was just straight up had the name of one of the guys who was one of the people doing this stuff at the company. So this guy got fired, right? So in Overwatch, they came over and they they announced, or like they fired him, and then they're like, we're gonna change this character's name. Yep, it's Taskmaster. I'll shut up just to let him talk.
Oh,
wrong question. The correct one is, can you stop the bombs I've planted?
Not usually Taskmaster style, but like still more like Taskmaster than the fucking Black Widow.
More like Assmaster.
Or like Ass Blaster.
but no. So they fired this guy, right?
Yeah.
And then they were like, all right, we're gonna change the name of the character in the game, right? So they came up with this elaborate backstory where he'd been, he's already a cowboy, so they're like, he's on the run from the law.
You might have to do this shit if it's timed or whatever.
It is.
All right.
You want to just hand it to me?
All right.
I got you. But they changed the name of this character, right? But the new name they came up with, they apparently didn't Google first, because if you just flip the first name, I don't remember the name exactly. If you flip the first and last name that they came up with around, it's literally the name of an actual porn star. So every time people were Googling like Overwatch, all that was coming up was like hardcore pornography of this fucking porn star.
That's funny.
So like that was a less egregious, like people got
kind
hurt
of troll
because of
more
that.
than anything.
Yeah.
But they didn't. But they were freaking out because like they were trying to associate their like relatively like this like T-rated game with hardcore. So the like Activision was freaking out about this.
It took a while for the search results to flip, and then that particular porn actress got very upset that suddenly her revenue was very impacted because
so she was losing money because
if you look up her fucking porn handle and it's Overwatch.
Yeah, now that's what's coming up.
And then, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like now they just make a bunch of Overwatch porn too, I would assume.
Not officially licensed, though.
Whoa, yeah.
I mean, that was the day there was
for money.
that was the day there was a trailer for Overwatch. There was a ton of Overwatch porn.
Right.
That's just always
Any character.
Oh, yeah, look at the Halloween costumes people are wearing.
That is weird. I thought that was a still from Shrek for a minute.
So you have to go find this guy at a Halloween party.
I made Tim laugh. I thought that was the dancing, the men inside the merry men from Shrek dancing or whatever.
But all dressed up as Spider-Man.
I thought they were all wearing green and shit.
Well,
like Vulture and yeah,
it was
that's
Vulture,
right.
Mysterio, and Scorpion, I think.
That was weird.
But now, where you're going is a Halloween party, and the guy you're looking for is dressed up like... It's one of the guys in that picture, you don't know which one. So you have to go check out a bunch of goofy people dressed as Spider-Man villains at a Halloween party, basically.
Kind of like a Ghostface situation here. All right, I like it.
So,
Yeah.
they've never really gone into, like, all the fucking web Spider-Man leaves around the fucking...
They dissolve after 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a plot hole in Spider-Man No Way Home that we have not talked about yet, is that even in Spider-Man Homecoming, when he webs Donald Glover's as the Prowler, right, hand to the car, and he's like, you're just going to fucking leave me tied to this car? And he's like, no, it'll dissolve in like 2 hours, you'll be fine. How is Doctor Strange hanging above the Grand Canyon for 12 hours if Spider-Man's web dissolve after 2 hours?
Well, he's still magical.
He might have been stuck there, but, I mean...
So,
the webs should still dissolve after 2 hours.
Yeah, right, but he'd still survive because he's Doctor Strange.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying how is Doctor Strange stuck? Sitting there.
Their duration.
Well, I always try to figure out what the hell...
It's a small thing. It's not a big deal. It's just, but it is a little thing. If I'm going to be nitpicky, it's a thing I can't nitpick.
In No Way Home, where he's talking about math is cooler than magic, is all that he did he just wait for the geometry of things to line up?
The webs between all the different
so that's all. It wasn't some taking advantage of the magic in that realm.
Just the environment, the geography of the environment.
Right.
Itself.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Well, yeah. Then that is a bit of a plot hole.
Because they realize.
But the webs themselves should not last as long as that. So,
right.
Just a small thing. Just a small thing. Just saying.
I did like that to use against Doctor Strange. Fractals.
I mean, I think that moment I do think works. And I still think it's almost like Doctor Strange got payback for when he made Loki fall for 30 minutes in Thor Ragnarok.
That's what I felt.
It's kind of a joke almost.
It was.
So Lizard, Vulture, Mysterio. It's one of them.
I swear,
it implies that the Lizard and Mysterio, even though those two are not in this game, Those characters have had their origins and exist in this continuity, even though we don't deal with them in this game.
What am I actually doing here again?
Or no, we do. So you're just looking around. You're just looking around. You're trying to look. There's an Electro.
I like that Electro costume. That's not bad.
So it's just you're just trying to find people in those 3 costumes because the doctor you're looking for. I should probably allow you to just. Oh, there's a Scorpion.
Yeah, that's very classic Scorpion. So Scorpion must have.
It's a straight up like Hall of Mirrors like.
Oh, that is cool. I like that.
Excuse me. Are you Dr.
It would be cool if just one of the villains was
actually here.
Anyone else want to talk about Hannibal Buress in Spider-Man?
Oh no.
That he kind of hated anti-Spider-Man position.
He was the believed in Mysterio.
Mysterio was right. No, he's not. He doesn't mean that.
I still love that in Spider-Man: Homecoming, Hannibal Buress just paid some random dude that didn't even really look like him to show up and pretend to be him at the red carpet premiere for the movie. It was just a completely different dude just showed up and was like, "Hey, I'm Hannibal Buress." And then meanwhile, Hannibal Buress actually was just on the couch at home watching TV. Like, he didn't even go to the red carpet premiere of this movie.
I don't know who it was, but I heard someone, like, on, some YouTube video I watched, a Spider-Man review, say that it's probably that coach that threw the brick through the window that Matthew Murdock caught.
Oh, yeah. You think it was Hannibal Buress that threw that brick? Yeah. That would have been hilarious if they had just shown that, like, extra little moment.
All right.
So it was, I don't know if you saw this, it was interesting, but so a bunch of concept art was released from No Way Home now that the movie's come out. Just throwing candy off the balcony. But a bunch of concept art came out from the movie. And one piece, the most interesting piece of concept art that really caught my attention was
Shit.
if you just hold that run button down, he'll just climb the stuff on his own.
Oh,
you should anyway. Oh, maybe you have to go back up the stairs to get it to work. But no, so the one piece of concept art that really caught my attention was it was Tom Holland, Spider-Man, and Zendaya, right? And it was the two of them and like a fucking like kind of crazy looking portal. We have like not a Doctor Strange portal, a kind of portal we haven't seen.
That's fun.
But it was America Chavez who was going to be introduced in Doctor Strange.
Oh, right.
But it was concept art for No Way Home, which does tell me that the plot of No Way Home changed a lot over the course of its development because it looked like it was going to tie into. But it was maybe going to be even more of like a part 1 to the Doctor Strange movie than it actually is.
Okay.
Like it was maybe even going to have more of the.
Is this dude actually the Rhino?
No, he's just drunk.
Oh, okay.
He just kind of got drunk like, drunk person not knowing their own strength kind of thing.
Oh, sure. That's pretty strong for Spider-Man.
I mean, I don't think he actually had. I think it was just because Spider-Man isn't trying to actually hurt him too bad. Murder. Give into the dark side. Something dark side. Something complete.
But the fact that the costumes are so close to the 60 costumes means that the looks, official looks of the characters must be kind of close.
That's for sure. I mean, even with like Shocker, right earlier in the game, they made a point to say, "Hey, you've gotten an upgrade since the last time I fought you," right?
Yeah.
So the armored look that you saw him have in this game is like a new costume, like to that fight that Spider-Man, who has already encountered Shocker in this continuity multiple times, had not seen before. And you can assume in this continuity that all the villains might have had kind of a classic look the first time they showed up, and that maybe just they've iterated on their costumes since those events.
Damn, this is how I can tell how ingrained the Batman Arkham games are into my system.
Yeah.
Is because I still want to hit the triangle button
for the counter. Yeah.
Yep.
No, I totally. I feel that.
Happy Halloween.
Let's see. There we go.
But no, Tim.
What'd you think of the Eternals?
Yeah, I would like to hear what your thoughts were on that.
Oh, I think knockoff Winter Soldier with the laser eyes.
What?
Yeah, the
Winter Soldier
dude who played Icarus looked so similar.
Rob Stark?
Yeah, he looked ridiculously similar in that role, like to the guy
Sebastian
who plays the
Stan?
Yes.
Interesting.
I don't know why I got the two confused. I thought they were literally the same actor until I looked it up and I was like, oh.
I kept getting Game of Thrones vibes just because of fucking that other actor.
Well, and two of them. Two Game of Thrones.
Harrington?
Two Game of
Kit
Thrones guys
Harington.
are in that. Oh, see, hold on.
Okay, can I just go down and take these guys out?
Yeah, you
it's
keep
like,
going past the vent.
Well, yeah, but I kept trying to do it stealthy, but then I'm like, I don't like taking the time to do that
No,
anymore.
so you don't have to. Just keep going forward. Just keep going forward. There you go.
There we go.
That'll drop
Cool.
you into the
Did
actual
I tell
room.
you guys about the dream I had where I was watching a Marvel movie about Rhino attending the Special Olympics?
No.
What?
I would like to hear more about that.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you want to save it for the KOTOR stream tonight, but goddamn,
Yeah.
that sounds funny. Ooh, you can pull that shelf over, and if somebody's in front of it.
It just landed on me mostly.
Eternals was really cool.
Oh shit.
I did see some of the critique of it beforehand, and I tried to compare
Where'd they
what I
take
was
the lady?
seeing to that critique, which is sometimes a little opposite of how you go into a movie. I
Sure.
thought personally, the whole Festus and Hiroshima thing, I didn't think that a lot of people thought that implied he personally worked on the atom bomb. When it's like, no, the whole concept was, do you help humanity at all? Because then are you eventually responsible for the crimes they commit with their inevitable advancement towards war technology? And
That was a cool theme, but I don't feel
think
like
they
they
just didn't
explored it a lot.
Yeah, that's my thing. Is
Yeah.
that I think my biggest criticism of the movie is that there's a whole bunch of interesting concepts that aren't
And
thoroughly
Well, it's kind of a
explored.
problem when you make your movie about 7,000 years
And about
of
10
history in which you
brand
could
new
explore.
characters that all have to be given an origin story at
Yeah.
the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did, if they would have fleshed that out, it would have been a lot.
Yeah, that's the
been
thing. Is I
really
think
good.
Eternals could have been genuinely great if it just got fleshed out.
Because you also go from Festus, last time we saw him, he gave up on humanity and then walked away, and then you find him and he has a fucking family, and it's like, well,
Yeah, there's not a lot of
there
character
was
arcs
literally
explained in that
nothing
movie either.
between those two to happen to show he's just like, I
that's
gotta
the
hold
I
on.
100% agree
that
with that.
that was a weak moment
Yeah.
for something that was built up
I mean, it's a complaint you could ascribe to all the
To every
characters,
character.
all the Eternals, because we don't know the trajectory of their lives. We don't really know who they are at this moment because we didn't see how they
Right.
became that person,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
Well, that's why, I mean, I still think that either... I think the best way to do it would have either been to do one movie that was the past and one movie that was do two separate films, right? Do a movie entirely in the past and
That
a
guy had
movie
some
entirely in the
cool
present.
dance moves.
Or do all the past stuff as a Disney Plus series and give each character an episode, basically.
Yeah, right.
And then do a movie that is the modern day part, when them coming back together and having to work as a team. That's the part that's actually the movie, right?
right.
Just split. I think Eternals really could have worked really well. It just needed to be given more breathing room or time to work. It's just
not kind of forced to be
scatterbrained.
standalone
It's very-
thing
Yeah.
relative to how much of the MCU utilizes other movies in the MCU to kind of fill in. Because the most we got was Thanos existed. That's the setup for the Eternals.
Right.
Right, yeah.
Well, and
not,
also,
not much to go off
and
of.
we-
It's a
the
problem
Eternals.
with was it the '90s Masters of the Universe movie and a lot of
Oh, there's something.
It's a problem with a lot of older fantasy films, especially where it's you know, because they didn't have the budgets to show the fantasy world or whatever, they would find a way to bring the fantasy characters to Earth and then have most of the story just take place in a kind of modern Earth setting.
Yeah.
Right? That's a big issue. You're telling me you're going to make a movie about these crazy, trippy space gods from the craziest, trippy space stories that Jack Kirby ever wrote.
Right.
Or ever drew, and then you're going to set it all on Earth and show me almost none of the actual trippy space stuff. You're going to cut almost all the trippy space stuff. That was
my big complaint, is that it's a Jack Kirby adaptation, and never once did it feel like a Jack Kirby story.
Yeah.
That was my big...
I will say that there were a couple of moments that I felt it, but it was so far and few between that it barely mattered.
I just wish, like, usually Marvel isn't afraid of color, although some people that criticize Marvel cinematography in their movies do complain that some of the early movies had a more desaturated look before, like, Thor Ragnarok and Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff.
Sure.
But, I mean, most of the time, a lot of the time, they're not afraid to use color and shit.
I mean, I'm okay with being desaturated when it's a character that makes sense.
But with a Jack Kirby thing, you go with fucking colorful and LSD. Yeah. It should be like Willy Wonka in space or some shit, kind of.
Well, it should be that Scooby-Doo meets Kiss animated movie. Yeah, that's what it should look like.
Hell yeah.
Hold on. See, it was a rom-com where Rhino was the main character trying to impress a woman by becoming an Olympic athlete, unknowingly attending the Special Olympics in the process.
Wait. I'm sorry. I was kind of in the middle of it.
No, you're okay.
Read it one more time.
So it was a rom-com where the Rhino was the main character trying to impress a woman by becoming an Olympic athlete, but he unknowingly attends the Special Olympics instead of the real Olympics. Like, he doesn't realize he's doing it, but he accidentally goes to the Special Olympics instead.
Wow, that's awesome.
Sounds like a great comedy, man.
I want to fucking
I want to watch that movie.
Oh, yeah. God damn.
Just a quick flashback to No Way Home.
Marvel would never make that, probably not, but I want to see it.
I want to see it too. Like, that sounds like a phenomenal movie. Good on you for dreaming it, literally. No, but all the Spider-Man talking about where their webs come from, like, I think that's the thing I could have wanted most out of that entire movie.
Just in terms of, like, conversation topics between the characters.
Yeah, things I wanted them to talk about. It's the fact that one of them can just generate webs. And he's like, I don't know, I don't think about it. Stop asking me.
I did, found it, like, maybe a little weird, or, I mean, it was funny, but it's like all they did with it was kind of a cum joke. They were just like, oh, dude, that stuff, like, comes out of you, and it was just like a little, like, bit sexual. It was just like, I don't know. It's
like, I'm a 12-year-old, what is this kind of joke?
Yeah.
Devil's Breath project. Did you find him?
I mean, and a lot of times I like those kind of jokes, but I just felt like, again, I mean, jokiness was a big problem for me. I don't know.
In general, in the movie, just too much. Too many jokes.
Like, again, I don't think it started being dramatic until the last 10 minutes of the movie, kind of, just because, like, where they weren't making a fucking joke during the scenes.
Yeah. I still say if you just killed Ned.
Yeah, right.
I think, to me, that would cut out, like, most of the jokes I found annoying.
Yeah.
And just that, really be an issue
something about Tom Holland's Spider-Man until the last 10 minutes of that last movie. We've touched on a little bit before, but, like, that thing I was just saying about Spider-Man, that intense loneliness and, ostracization.
He never really feels
Tom Holland, I never felt like he felt oppressed in high school. No. Not even once.
No. It just Flash is like a dick to him, and that's it. Yeah. But even Flash, though, he just talks shit. He never actually does anything to him.
Right, yeah.
He's
not actually a bully. He's almost like a science rival at the school.
Yeah, he's just a shit talker.
Yeah, and it would be so easy, I think, to still create like a lonely teenager, because with today's teenagers and stuff.
Oh yeah,
I don't think that's hard to do still. But I think they wanted to make it more jokey from the beginning in Homecoming and get rid of a little bit of the seriousness, but I don't think you can get rid of all the seriousness in Spider-Man. That's why they kind of course-corrected, I felt, so heavily in No Way Home.
Okay, that's how I can get into Norman's office.
And then hopefully in the future.
And hopefully continuing from this point forward. Otherwise,
I would love for honestly, what I would love to see is that for the next movie to be all about Black Hat and Hammerhead.
Yeah,
and then
cool.
for them to have like Kingpin be like Hammerhead's boss.
Totally. And you know, if they straight up do Kingpin and do make it more street level focused, street crime focused.
That's what I'm hoping. Well, I think it's pretty clear that they're building up to a Midnight Suns movie. They've kind of soft rebooted Spider-Man to be seemingly more street level. We're getting Moon Knight. We got Doctor Strange. There's rumors about Ghost Rider. We know Daredevil's back.
I'm only gonna watch
that's
Ghost
the
Rider
properties
in the MCU if it is Nick Cage.
Me too.
That's what I want.
I agree totally with that.
I also would like to see Gabriel Luna from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. come back too. But
I would be okay with that.
But it's also those are different characters, right? Nicolas Cage is Johnny Blaze, the original, the motorcycle stuntman. Robbie Reyes that's a completely different character. So there's room to just have both of them.
Just you
could just have both of them.
Like they put out an SOS to the Ghost Rider and then both show up.
Have both, exactly. Well, in the Robbie Reyes' original comic run, because in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., what they did was that.
Okay, what am I doing here?
You're doing it right. You just gotta be.
I am still honestly not as big a fan of the controls as I am of the Arkham games. At least so far, I have not gotten the hang of them. I don't think. Let's see. Yeah.
I mean, you can't actually.
Just do this.
All right.
There we go. A security module.
Oh, so you just had to be right up on it.
I mean, that's usually.
Looks like there's 4 of these around the building. That should make things easier.
What the hell? Security team's calling.
Well, they call for Ghost Rider and the one that shows up and they're like, everyone was talking about how cool and professional Ghost Rider is. The fuck is this alcoholic doing here?
With Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Just make Ghost Rider a fucking massive alcoholic. But no. In the Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider comic, right? They well, like when they do him in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., right? Johnny Blaze, like they actually have a flashback where Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider actually like passes the demon to him, right? There's a small flashback scene where that happens. In the comics, Robbie Reyes just kind of he gets shot, right? He's in a drive-by. It's like a fucking hit, and so that happens, right? And he gets possessed by what seems to be the spirit of vengeance, right? But in the comics, it's not actually a demon. Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider, and he doesn't know that until Johnny Blaze shows up at his doorstep and is like, okay, I've been hearing shit about there being a Ghost Rider around here. Is that you? What's going on? And Johnny Blaze is the one who explains to him that he doesn't have a demon in him at all. But Robbie Reyes is actually possessed by the ghost, by a ghost, a human spirit instead of a demon. And it's the ghost of his serial killer uncle. And not a demon. Where Johnny Blaze, it's a classic, he made a deal with the devil and got a demon inside him. Whereas Robbie Reyes is a fucking human, a human serial killer ghost that has gotten into his body. So it's a very different kind. I mean, they have similarities for sure, but like, I mean, they actually are very different characters. And you could totally just do both. So.
Just Nick Cage doing that shitty half-cocked smile, just like, yeah, you're another Ghost Rider. Yeah, I know all that.
I mean, if in like Doctor Strange, Nicolas Cage walks through one of those portals, I'll be pretty satisfied.
Hell yeah.
See, Nick Cage shows up first, but is a worthless drunk, so they go look for the Latin guy. That'd be funny. I mean, I really think Nicolas. I don't know. Like, well, I mean, you know, what else could you do with Nicolas Cage in a superhero proper? I mean, like, what other character would you have him play? I guess, if you could, is there another Marvel character you think he would make sense for?
I still want to see his version of Superman. So that's where I'm at with that.
Oh yeah, I'd love that.
Captain America would be pretty good.
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
That's his version. He just steals
No, it
American.
just is his character from National Treasure becomes Captain America.
Ulysses is vote for his Doctor Doom or Mr. Fantastic.
Right. Or Mr. Fantastic. Nicolas Cage is Mr. Fantastic.
I cast the Declaration of Independence into a vibranium shield. Now defend America with it.
Plus, it doesn't help that when we play during the day, these dark scenes are like so fucking dark.
It's that is the projector. Yeah, that is.
I can't tell what the fuck I'm doing.
Playing on.
Yeah. Let's see. Just try going. I can't see shit. I mean,
Well, here, pause and go into the menu and look at the.
Oh wait.
There it is.
Spider-Man really needs to bring a flashlight.
Yeah.
It's like I get your
Try this corner.
To Sage's house, he needs to bring a flashlight. Oh, okay, wait.
Yeah.
Okay, now
You need to bring a flashlight for your character.
No, go straight right here.
Oh yeah,
There you go.
There we go.
There you go.
It's only a matter of time until in-game inventories are physical items that you carry with you between video game nodes. I don't know. Some stupid cyberpunk bullshit.
GR.
Okay.
Gary Roman.
Green Goblin. Green.
I like Gary Roman. I'm going.
So I mean, Green Goblin does not exist even by the end of this game.
But this is the
this is
that they're going to
definitely
do to
setting
get to
up
him.
the earliest element of how Norman will become Green Goblin. I am sure. And Devil's Breath, right? That's part This Devil's Breath virus that they keep talking about is somehow part of the GR project. So
maybe they're developing COVID.
It's just a picture of dead rats.
Well, yeah, it's Devil's Breath, the virus that's made in a lab at Oscorp.
Right.
In the future, you'll have a VR gaming tool that just doubles as a flashlight, sword, and dildo.
Oh, it does say trigger global epidemic. Yeah.
Trigger global epidemic. Well, I mean, come on, man.
They had fucking Randy from South Park working at fucking Oscorp.
Does anyone really not think that that's what COVID is at this point? If you're not blue MAGA, do you really not just think that?
I still just can't get over global epidemic.
Yeah.
Ooh, Dr. Michaels should keep out only sample.
Yeah.
Well, that's totally.
Well, we don't even have. I mean, what we have isn't even a pandemic anymore. It's an endemic. It'll never go away.
That's totally a Morbius reference. Dr. Michaels.
Yep, Dr. Michaels.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think that's something. Yeah, I think that's.
Right, well, I definitely
reference.
want to see Morbius more in this than in the movie.
Well, God, yeah. I'm just. I mean, like, how many people could really watch Jon Stewart go? Yeah, the name of the virus is the name of the fucking lab that people are saying it came out of, and but people's response to that is to say, oh, well, Jon Stewart's a right winger now.
Well, it's just because they're so fucking political to begin. Nothing cannot be political to anybody today. So, where the?
Oh, you gotta listen to her first.
I hate doing that. Can I immediately cut off?
Until the Democrats and Republicans become just like nationalized versions of the Crips and the Bloods.
Sneaking into a saber.
Like, shit, I'm a Democrat.
Right. No, totally. I agree.
I mean, I feel like we're basically there. I
that
feel like.
Republican walk into an alley, get the fucking Get
Your boys up on it, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Okay. Some good old-fashioned terrorism or criminal acts there.
Don't forget Trevor Noah must be... Oh, yeah. Yeah, Michael, did you hear that Trevor Noah is a white supremacist now?
Oh, yeah.
I know.
Did you hear specifically, like, what he said, that now the left is going after Trevor Noah?
Oh, no, I didn't hear what he said.
So he did a video... a couple of weeks ago, and this was when Omicron, right, or Omicron, or Starscream, whatever you want to call it, first started being a thing. And the CEO of Pfizer came out and was like, we're getting right on a new vaccine specifically for Omicron. We're making it right now. And Trevor Noah put out a video and said, well, hold on. The CEO of Pfizer stands to make a lot of money from there being more. The guy who makes the vaccines stands to make a lot of money from there being more vaccines. Maybe let's just wait until we hear some more information about Omicron and see if we actually need vaccines for it.
Right, I know, right.
And then, maybe we do, maybe we don't.
Right.
But let's just take a minute, maybe let's
think about it. Think about it.
But he said specifically, let's be suspicious of the pharmaceutical CEO that immediately says, hey, let's do a bunch of that thing I'm going to make money off of. And because he said that, everybody's calling him anti-vax and pro-Trump, and he's a white nationalist. And,
because one thing is all things.
Well, and Trevor Noah's been super guilty of being hyper-left and spitting out fucking leftist propaganda. Right. But that's why you can never be far enough. Right, you can never be left enough, because the second you say, if you can try, the second you say something that isn't like caught up to where they are,
100% in tow with
then they'll
whatever
just go after
the
you
moving party line is. Then,
because they always it can never be far enough.
Didn't he grow up in apartheid era South Africa?
Yeah. It was illegal for him to be alive. He was considered a fucking crime. I mean, that's his book, Born a Crime.
Yeah,
because that's literally. Yeah. All it takes is one verbal misstep and the red guy. Exactly. That's all it takes. That's all it takes.
Because when people say political extremism, they only say it from a reference of mine that it could only be somebody with opposing views to me that can be extremist. Literally any political ideology can be taken to an extreme, and people just don't seem to comprehend that. Anytime you dogmatically follow something to the point where you're ignoring reality, that's...
And I'd argue any time you're from a position where you argue your position could not be the extreme, that is an extreme position. That any ideology is fucked up at an extreme, and everybody goes too far with shit, you know.
Well, like I know I do this all the time, but in Attack on Titan, there's a particular line of dialogue in the first season that I really love.
Dude, Peacemaker, you've seen Suicide Squad, Ulysses.
Wait, what?
There are pacifist extremists who will kill to prevent violence. No, he hasn't. Well, he hasn't seen Suicide Squad actuay. But that is what Peacemaker. That's the concept of Peacemaker in that movie.
Just like a he would kill.
He's literally a supervillain called Peacemaker. So no, Ulysses. I mean, you're essentially. I know you haven't seen the movie yet.
Can you take over for the South Mary Jane sequence?
Wait, have you just not read of the comics or heard of the character Peacemaker?
Well, that is kind of
that character before that movie.
That is an obscure character outside.
Really, most people did not.
Because he's Captain. He's shitty Captain America with a gun.
Yeah. Well, and he's one of those titles or names for a superhero character that they do that just ironically.
I mean, the reason he was included in that movie is because James Gunn knew that no one knew who the fuck Peacemaker was. That's why James Gunn. That's the only reason he's in the movie.
Sad because patriotism is such a funny comedy prop because it's so fucking ridiculous at its heart. Blind patriotism is just there's so many points at which you can just be like, well, that's fucking stupid. And I feel like that's kind of Peacemaker's core thing, is just I'm gonna save America
by killing
this orphanage. Alright, but there might be a Russian sleeper agent in here.
Well, I don't know about a real pacemaker or real Peacemaker, but I mean, I'm sure there. I mean, there are people that think that way. I feel like especially on the left.
I feel like the movie version of Peacemaker is probably a bit more genuine and upfront about why he does stuff. I mean, he does in that movie still hide behind patriotism as why he does some villainous shit in the movie, but in the comics he would 100% be under the impression that he's never doing anything fucked up, whereas the movie does have some moments where he's taking glee in competing with not fucking Deadshot. The name of
Rick Flag.
Bloodsport. Yeah. When he's competing with him to kill different people, and he's like taking obvious glee in it.
Yeah,
that's like the character being a little more upfront with what he's about.
Not lying about it quite so much in those moments.
Yeah, the character is totally played up as in the comics as Captain America, as you say, with a gun, where everything he does is 100% in the right. And, and only he does it with a gun, which is,
He's like what the Captain America became, like, in the MCU show.
Yeah,
the John Walker.
John Walker. Yeah. The Nomad character.
No one ever forced him to step down.
Or U.S. Agent character, Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers did Nomad a little bit in Infinity War, but, for sure.
Yeah.
I am glad they kind of went and tackled that opposite perspective of Captain America.
Totally.
In that show. And it was cool how they did John Walker, actually, because they still didn't make him an outright villain.
And he's not
in
the
show.
either.
Yeah, and I liked that, like, there is a part of him, especially still even by the end of the season, that wanted to do the right thing.
Right. Whoops.
He's willing to be more morally gray than Captain America or fucking Peacemaker. Well, not more than Peacemaker.
No.
He is a better man than Peacemaker.
For sure. Damn it. Guess it's nothing. Who's there?
It's funny when you have two characters, one's named Peacemaker and the other one's named Bloodsport. And Bloodsport is more
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I do think, Ulysses, they're totally real people, though, that think like the character Peacemaker does. I think especially on the left right now.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing, they exist on both sides of the aisle, and it's just so, I don't know. It's like why I don't like talking about politics half the time, is like, it can start to drive you nuts. How nuts people can get with it,
especially when you don't follow what you thought was your own side. And then you kind of look up one day and you're like,
well, you realize that you just don't even have a side because everyone's the same.
Because
there aren't really sides like that.
It's like
there's no side
proper
worth being
morals,
on.
there's proper values of like, people are people and don't be a dick.
Just treat it. My policy is treat every single case and every single person on an individual basis.
Yeah.
And every single thing should be treated as its own, just.
And that's the thing, Ulysses. Like, humans have always been so tribal. I feel like we can be the first generation that can actually be aware of the tribalism.
Yeah.
And like. I feel like I am. I feel like I'm not anybody who is willing to like 100% devote yourself to an ethic. It by definition makes you a zealot. By definition makes you somebody who can do the wrong thing and think you're totally justified.
Right.
So.
Which way am I supposed to go?
This is why I handed off the stealth missions to you. It's just like, I'm done with stealth missions. I'm just like, they're not my favorite part of the game, but...
Shit. Boxes?
Boxes.
I hit the checkpoint, though.
Nice.
And on that note, I have to
gotta get going,
pick
dude.
up my mother-in-law.
Oh, sorry.
You're leaving already?
Pick up hot bitches. Yep.
Okay.
Nice.
That's what you're doing, huh?
I'd like to see this mother-in-law.
Well, it was good to have you for that hour, Tim.
I was good at hanging out, Sam.
It was
always good to see you for a little bit.
And we're going to have to do a Sekiro coming up.
Hell yeah.
Soon, yeah.
Yeah, when do you guys...
Sometime soon.
Yeah. You're going to have to change your Sekiro schedule.
Yeah, we haven't even done it in weeks as it is, too.
Sure.
It's closing in on... What, this is...
Like a month since we done it?
Wow.
I think
really?
the last one we did was 3 weeks ago today.
Yeah.
Wow.
Something like that, yeah.
Wow, that guy's face looks real. Holy shit. No.
There's a blanket there. I can't.
Well, you can still, like, right next, like, kind of right behind Michael. There you go. Be a really creepy face in the background.
Oh, just a fun little bit to leave you guys with.
What do the demons need to get at Grand
Ben
Central?
Shapiro, when talking about the fact that houses will eventually be underwater on the coastline in 5 years, and there's potentially tens of thousands of houses that'll be literally underwater.
Yep.
And Ben Shapiro said, well, just pull yourself up by the bootstraps, sell your house, and move someplace better.
Pull yourself up by the life jacket,
Sell the houses to who, Ben? Fucking Aquaman. Fucking... But yeah, so figured I'd leave it with that.
Well, if the place is going to be wet, he's getting the hell out of there.
Right, he only sells for dry land.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
In the desert, that's where he likes...
Unnatural.
Yeah. See, it's,
Have a great time.
The Ben Shapiro jokes are almost too easy.
Yeah.
Have a good one, Tim.
Oh man, I'm gonna miss...
The human desert. Yeah, it is.
MJ, no! I screwed
Oh
up.
man, I don't feel like we got to talk about Eternals and No Way Home as much as I would like to with them.
I mean, that's
But
okay.
we've
Can
done,
always
like,
get back.
we've done like 3 hours on those topics.
Yeah, just
but-
all together. I
Yeah.
mean, it's been a lot.
Yeah.
Don't do this, MJ. Don't do that, MJ. Oh, that's too dangerous, MJ.
I'm starting to... This is starting to sound like why I think Spider-Man broke up with him.
In the middle of an armed military. You know what? Can we not do this right now, please? Did you learn anything about Dr. Michaels?
MJ was starting to sound like my supervisor at work.
Awesome. Anything else? Is he saying
That's what I say to her at work, too. I'm like, anything else? Please get out of my face, right?
Listen, I gotta go, Peter. Filing deadline.
Peter, that's how you know she's still mad. Peter. Nice work, Mr. Superhero. Man, I'm worked up.
That's how you know spiritually they're not completely broken up yet, because you'd only take that much shit from a person if you were dating them.
That's true. Well, I mean, to be fair, she has a bit of a point there, which we did talk over.
What I saw really was just her nagging at Matt.
No.
Hardcore
So she snuck through the facility.
Right.
Got to the contact, right? And he was literally just about to tell her, like, the, like, real purpose of the fucking Devil's Breath and, like, explain all the exposition of, like, the story to her. And then Spider-Man, like, comes in from the, like, top of the tent and knocks the dude out because he thinks that innocent guy was, like, gonna, like, hurt her or something. So, like, just as she's about to basically get the answer to, like, the narrative of the game, Spider-Man comes in and just fucking, like, hits the guy in the head and, like, prevents him from giving the information. So, like, she had a legitimate reason to be mad at him.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Miles' mom.
Oh, no.
I want to thank you for getting Miles a job at the feed shelter.
Glad to. And please call me Peter. Mr. Parker is probably someone more together than me.
I can tell you, he has reservations. I finally gave him a choice. This or more therapy. He needs this.
Anything but fucking therapy.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I'm the same way.
I mean, yeah.
And I'll make sure
Just
I'm there.
to quote Tim Dillon, can we acknowledge that like 75% of therapy is bullshit?
Hell yeah.
Like there's like 25% of therapy that's like helpful and is good for people, and the rest of it is fucking
Dog shit.
dog shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Well, I mean,
there's a little bit
especially-
here and there. Some people for sure, but the vast majority of
I mean,
it
especially
is
if you're
just-
like a self-help person or whatever, and you have a background in psychiatry, it's like...
Well, that whole term is an oxymoron. I mean, if
Why you're not helping yourself.
yeah, you're not helping. If you're going to somebody else, it's not self-help.
That's true.
If you're getting self-help, you don't need to go to someone.
That's true. No, like, sure. The reason why it works when people get a little bit of self-help is it's encouragement. People need encouragement.
Yeah,
that's all they fucking need.
That's what they should call it.
Yeah, right. But that sounds.
If anything,
sketchy.
that's what therapy is it's encouragement.
I mean, it's like, yes, do you sometimes have repressed issues or fucking whatever that you need to talk about? Sometimes, but it's like, honestly...
it's the people that are truly fucking, like, they are people that are truly fucked up.
Well, you
by
need
things.
medication, definitely.
Sure.
Yeah, if you have a certain brain chemistry issue and whatever,
Sure.
you need medication. Yeah, there's no problem with that.
people who like have been fucking shell shocked from war.
Yeah,
like some,
yeah,
like
yeah,
people
yeah.
that's
Badass. Cool.
It's cool lit up at night too.
Oh yeah.
Ulysses makes a good point though. Doesn't Miles' mom find all the gunfire in the background of the phone call just a little weird?
Yeah, you can always say watching an action movie, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she did actually. Spider-Man does that at the very
beginning of the game. Well, it's funnier too when he said that it was a superhero movie.
You're right, because he straight up says that to Aunt May. I think Otto has something he wants to show you now.
His dick?
You know what is really funny? Do you remember? I don't know if you ever. Not that you even played it, but do you just remember it existing? There's a video game. I don't know, 2008, 9, something like that, called Spider-Man Friend or Foe.
Yeah. I don't think I played that one.
So I watched somebody do like a little retro. Dr. Octo did. But I watched somebody do like a retro review for that game, and they play it, and it's actually taking a lot of the designs from the Raimi movies, and so it's got the Dr. Octopus.
Oh yeah, Green Goblin is the Norman Osborn, the Willem Dafoe Green Goblin.
But the Dr. Octopus, he's got that coat, right?
Yeah, I remember that now.
But the design's not exactly the same, because in the movie Doc Ock, the coat's totally open and you can see all the clothes underneath. In the game, the trench coat is like buttoned closed, and he is visibly wearing no other clothes underneath the trench coat, so he actually looks like some pervert that would just open his coat. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
So he actually does. He looks like he's just
Dr.
wearing
Dick in that version.
Yeah, in that version.
On it.
Am I working with fucking technology again?
Yes.
God damn it, here, dude.
All right. And also we don't have to do them, but the Taskmaster side, that's another branch of side missions.
Oh, yeah.
If you do all those, you do get to have a cool boss fight with Taskmaster.
Oh, that's cool.
So if you wanted...
Yeah, that might be worth it.
Well, if you wanted, what I could do is I could do all the side missions, like, between streams, and then we could, like, just go in and just do the boss fight.
That works.
On the stream itself.
Hell yeah. I mean, I'm probably going to get my ass kicked by Taskmaster because I won't have the consistent...
It's definitely, I think, one of the harder fights in the game, for sure.
All right.
Let's see.
But,
all right. Hope it's better than Taskmaster and Black Widow.
Oh, God, it's gonna be...
No, it is.
Oh, Ulysses, the 2 seconds I saw of Taskmaster already were better. He talked. He could talk.
He had a fucking, he had a fucking voice. See, we just want one.
But yeah, I've been playing Fire Emblem 3 Houses for 72 hours now, and it actually delivered on the story potential I told you about that one day I was first describing it to you, where it's like these 3
not in a row.
No,
not in a row.
but it's like like these 3 royal houses. The leader of each house is some kind of royalty from a different kingdom or whatever. But they're all going to like the same university, like Notre Dame, basically, studying alongside each other. And we said, like, what is cool about that is this inevitable idea that they're gonna grow up and try to kill each other. And the game, literally at the 60-hour mark, has a 5-year time jump into the future. Where right before that, the leader of your house, the princess that ran your house, she revealed herself to be this like evil, manipulative emperor character that wants to conquer the entire world. And she goes all Alexander the Great on everybody and betrays everybody, and then like kills it kills like, or seemingly kills. I think she's still alive. The like bishop, female archbishop character, and then it goes 5 years later, and it's just like. And that's the main person you have to kill now, is like who was the leader of your house. And
that's cool.
I was like, damn, this game is delivering on some fucking story potential that I didn't know necessarily if it would or not.
See, Three Kingdoms period back to school edition.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
it does. I mean, I haven't played the game. Michael's told me a lot about it, but it certainly has the anime. Put the story in a school. From what you told me,
it gets out of that. It just evolved from that.
Right. Step. So it does take 60 hours.
The school blew up. Fucking.
I mean, I like that.
But the school was this.
That's my favorite thing you told me. Is that the school blew up.
The school was this 1,000-year-old, just beautiful fucking the biggest church in the world, and just half that church got just fucking caved in by the destruction, dude. In the last part of the game I just played. I swear, an ICBM missile came from the sky. I was
Isn't it medieval?
Yeah, it's high fantasy medieval. I was like, and then just in this last part, we took over this new fortress. We were gonna take it over, this Imperial fortress, and kind of take it over and shit. And we did it. I defeated the level. You defeat the army that was occupying that spot. And then fucking there's this Grim Reaper, Death Knight type character.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like he even made this happen, and he's like, you don't know what the fuck is gonna rain down on you if you. And then he disappears, and I swear to God, it looks like a fucking ICBM missile comes out of the atmosphere and just blows up this fucking medieval fortress. I'm like, and even the characters are all like, what the fuck just happened?
Right.
So. It's pretty. This is one of my favorite games I'm playing right now. Is Fire Emblem Three Houses.
I mean, isn't it? I mean, I guess it's Spider-Man, but isn't it the only?
I got Metroid Dread as well on the Switch. Although I haven't been playing that yet because I've been playing Fire Emblem.
Right.
But I just figure I'm gonna beat Fire Emblem and then finally go on to another game.
Just do. I mean, I tend to like to just kind of do one game at a time. Yeah. The only reason I'm doing multiple games kind of all the time now is because I'm streaming with different people, different stuff. But on my own time, I really kind of like to just play one thing until I'm done with it.
Great job, Otto. You were able to pick up tennis balls now with fucking prosthetics. Good job. It is a cool way, though, to that visual right there as an early Dr. Octopus visual is cool.
Well, I also like that it actually is kind of a slow burn build up to him.
Yeah, it is like an actual origin story for him.
I mean, you've got this guy. We've just detailed their relationship, right? A lot more than you would get it.
That's cool.
Even in a movie, just purely out of time. Here's the one line Boston Diamond. Do you love me? Do you remember that video of them dancing to that song, right?
Yeah.
That's how they're going to. That's how the machine uprising is going to happen. They're going to murder all the humans to that song.
To that Ferris Bueller song.
Yeah. No, that's literally they're going to be playing that off speakers coming out of their assholes while they step on our faces.
Right.
Yes.
We wear the emblematic face of your Messiah, Ferris Bueller. Banners of fucking.
Let me, while we're streaming here, too, especially while there's some story, I'm going to post some Discords that we're streaming.
Oh, for sure.
My doctors call it a degenerative neurological disorder.
Probably
caused by overexposure to toxic chemicals in my
You went all Walter White there.
Is there anything I can do? You already are. The worst part is, it only affects the muscles.
Not like neuropathy or something?
Continues to work, but it can no longer do.
He's full on getting Parkinson's and shit.
Yeah, his body is just breaking down. So he's lived a whole life of failure as a scientist.
Right.
Screwed over by Norman. All his fame and potential success taken away from him. He's got a degenerative muscle disease. I like that that's the first place that your brain goes.
I'm not gonna lie, I went there with you, Ulysses. So he didn't go Ferris Bueller. He won't.
Kill me!
It's not like from Scary Movie 3 or something.
That's actually from the Always Sunny 100th anniversary episode where they're stuck in the convenience store, and Dennis has the whole vision of himself getting shot, and then having to go through physical therapy. And when he's in the hospital, and that's Dennis asking the doctor, right? Does my dick work? I'm afraid it doesn't.
Oh yeah. Now I can totally picture it when you say.
What is this, Doc? Never seen this type of material.
Would you believe it's for welding? Provides remarkable magnetic insulation.
He can't do the do.
He can't do the do. Well, no, Michael does the do.
Yeah.
The do. Michael, if they make a hot Cheetos flavored Mountain Dew, what if I try it with you though? You have to be the only one.
You either someone has to do it with me, or you have to pay me, or something.
I'll totally try it.
All right.
I'll try it.
Oh, gross. All right. But we throw it away and burn it after.
Sure. You need a gallium silk array to make it work. Even then, odds of injury are pretty high.
Gallium! Genius! Never mind.
If I said that like a swear word, like motherfucking gallium! You, goddamn it, you listen.
How about tapeworm? Ew! What is the tapeworm flavor?
What is wrong with you?
What does that even mean, though? What is the flavor of a tapeworm?
How do you know what tapeworm tastes like?
Like, I genuinely don't actually understand that. Like,
does Alex know because that's what gnome dick tastes like, or what?
He's starting to suspect. He hides it, but I can tell.
That he's.
Seen my Twitch. Noticed
oh,
I'm not getting his Twitch account. That's what I thought.
It's the earthy mix of worm and colon.
When
what does worm and I don't know what worm or colon tastes like.
When Otto Octavius was like he's seen my Twitch. I thought he meant his Twitch stream.
Oh. He knows I'm streaming on Twitch. I'm so embarrassed.
That looks like that PD Piranha from Mario on the whiteboard there.
Does it?
Yeah, a little bit.
But I mean, yeah. So you see the drawing just being a tentacle.
Oh, yeah.
Is Aunt May text?
I'd like to.
Doc,
I'd like to
I'm
get
sorry,
the fuck out of
my
here.
aunt just texted.
No worries, Peter. I was thinking of taking a break myself. As soon as I check our telemetry data.
Thanks.
Nerd.
I'll be back in a few hours.
Also, there's a lot of Discord servers that I'm in here, where I'm also posting that we're live to see if people from other.
Hi, May.
Let me guess. Running late?
Any other
Nope, I'm actually on my way now.
families out there want to
Have you
come
heard
shit
from
with
Miles?
us?
Sure.
No, but his mother said he was coming, so...
Good. I'll be there soon. Bye.
Yeah, it would be nice if we were able to do it like on a routine, not just day, but pretty close to the same time every day. I'm sure would have.
Generally been pretty good about doing it at the same time.
That's true. That's true. But like,
Which will be changing.
Yeah.
Which will be changing a little bit. Basically, we're gonna have to start doing it either on the weekend.
Sure. Which for the most part I can do.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, we'll basically just have to find kind of a time on the weekend to do it.
Sure.
So
yeah, that works.
Which I mean, also we also doing it on the weekend does open up the possibility for you, me, Alex, and Ulysses to all do streams. And, I mean,
that's true.
2 of us, it could get weird. 3 of us, it gets fucking weird. 4 of us is gonna like the conversations that the 4 of us have are absolutely.
Hopefully, we're not all just like competing with each other and being freaks at that time, which sometimes happens. But
it will.
You just made your last mistake, punk.
Which is fine. It's just mostly, hopefully, we're not talking over each other.
Yeah, we definitely want to be careful about that for sure. We don't want to do it like too much.
Yeah.
We want to. You know, you have your stream chemistry to try and make sure we're not talking
that
over
guy's
each
so
other.
dead. Oh, god damn it.
Let's see.
Motherfucker, did you punch me in the dick?
When would you put that above him?
It's like as I was coming down, he hit me, so it just kind of looked like he hit him in the dick.
Right, just slapped in the penis.
Which, hey, even though he's Spider-Man, that still gotta hurt.
You hurt?
You're the amazing, the
You're
spectacular.
the amazing Spider-Man. You're the spectacular Spider-Man. A few other choice adjectives Jameson uses. Look, but next time, leave the fighting to the pros. Okay? Okay, but what if there aren't any around? Well, you can't just go swinging at someone twice.
In this world, does it seem like there are other superheroes?
Yes, because if you swing all the way up to the Avengers Tower, Spider-Man will make a comment about about them. Like he'll make a comment about them like not being on Earth or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. I just said that because when Miles said, "What if there are no other superheroes around?" It's like you live in the superhero capital of the world, New York City.
That's true. It's kind of hard to get away from them.
And Marvel.
In Marvel, yeah.
Breathe slow. Breathe deep. Relax.
But this game, I mean, these, so far these games, they've made allusions to other characters, landmarks. You can find the Murdoch and Nelson's law office. You can find the Sanctum Sanctorum. But they so far have avoided ever actually including another major superhero character within these games.
Right.
I think that's probably for the best.
I agree.
Just kind of
I agree.
References, sure. Easter eggs, buildings, to find in the environment. Cool, that's fun. But
going back to that PS1 N64 Spider-Man game, they did it well. Where Daredevil, Captain America will show up for a cameo, and Daredevil actually shows up for a mission.
Sure.
But it's just one level.
Yeah. I mean, and you can do that too. That Punisher game. Also, Black Widow's on there for a level.
Right.
Fury's there for a level. One of the levels doesn't even have Iron Man, but the guys you're fighting are robbing Stark Tower. So you are Punisher so you're in Stark Tower, even though Iron Man's not really there.
Yeah. This seems a lot like, again, I've told you kind of how bad Titan Season 3 was. Their version of Tim Drake is also kind of has this storyline a little bit. This version of Miles.
They just made Tim Drake just as much
into Miles Morales.
Yeah, that's
what I thought.
Stuck being an average peon in the Marvel Universe. Yeah?
Kidding me? It's gonna take forever. That drone wasn't watching. Jump the fence.
So you go up to that little spot right there, and then you have a little hacking thing you can use to.
Oh.
So the kid on the phone that you were just talking to, right, was Miles' best friend, Genki.
Oh, Genki.
I can't believe Sable systems are unsecured.
It's a little bit of a stealth thing.
Ah, goddammit.
I mean, do you want me to just do it?
Yeah.
I really don't think they're...
It's just if it wasn't a stream and whatever, I wouldn't care as much.
But you don't want to
just I
have to repeat any of it.
Yeah.
Okay, time to move.
No, fair enough. And because I've done them before, I generally... Whoops. Generally remember
for sure.
Where things are and stuff. But yeah, no, it makes no sense that they've just kind of it's like Miles Morales is a successful character. Let's just make Tim Drake Miles Morales.
Totally. I mean, I
like Miles.
I swear to God, the actor. I mean, it's kind of coincidental, but the actor that they got to play Tim Drake in that series looks like this model of Miles Morales.
That's very weird.
Or I guess this actor too of Miles Morales, but
why is that guy not turning around? But yeah, that's very weird. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why they do that.
It's I didn't think that while I was watching the show, but now seeing this character model, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that is odd.
Okay, hacking app. Don't fail me now.
It's just I'm very particular about my Batman origin beats and how he meets certain sidekicks when... in my own headcanon, I have, every once in a while, I try and map it out perfectly when I think he should meet certain characters and stuff.
Right. I mean, there's some variation to be had, but, yeah. I mean,
for the most part, I like Batman, although I will accept if they did something like they did in the end of Scott Snyder's run, where he was in this, basically, sacred, waters of immortality, fountain of youth type stuff. Basically, a Lazarus type pit, but it was a Elysian type pit.
Right.
With that kind of stuff, it did physically, literally de-age Batman.
Right.
So I'm fine with Batman right now, with some kind of magical element being like 25 or 20 or something right now, like he's supposed to be, physically at this moment. But sans that, I like Batman to be at least in his 40s already, you know? In the back of a Chinese restaurant, yeah. I like Batman to at least be in his 40s, because I think it more realistically accounts for all the time he's been around, all the he's raised kids from birth. Not from birth, but from childhood. He's fucking raised kids.
You've got to have enough room for fucking Dick, Jason, and Tim to kind of all grow up. Yeah. And then Damian to still exist on top of that.
Right. It's just realistically that he'd be like 45 or something like that.
Yeah, even maybe
which is fine.
Up to 50 even, like.
Yeah, it's like for me, once he starts getting 50, I always consider those kind of like future what-if stories. But if we're talking like main canon, right, what he would be in the present, minus any magic element, I'd say at least his 40s, so...
God damn it.
You know, and now I'll really nerd out. Like, some people say they, like, you know, I want Batman to travel the world, go abroad this many years. I like the idea of Batman traveling the world in 10 years.
10 years, right.
Because I like the idea, because again, this is Bruce Wayne mastering every human skill set in the world. Right. That's what he does when he travels abroad. So it's like... I think in some way, despite him being Batman and being like the smartest, most resourceful man in the world, Bruce Wayne, I still think even to lend an element of realism to it,
we're now on the other side.
Because I think it takes at least 10 years to become really good at almost anything.
Right.
So I could believably believe that the best man in the world could get good at everything in 10 years. Yeah. I could kind of buy that.
I mean, if you set up that he's a kind of a prodigy to begin with.
Yeah.
I feel like that works.
Yeah, so I like the idea that, like, I'll let the story play it a little bit.
Mom, just because I don't want to talk about it doesn't mean I don't love you.
Thank you for doing that, brother.
Oh, yeah, of course.
We'll get through this. Okay?
I gotta go. I'll call you on my way home.
What else is there to do in this Miles mission?
You're just going to feast. I mean, that's literally it right there.
Oh, cool.
Just up these steps. You're going to work your first day.
Wonderful. I'm going to work just a little bit. Kick that guitar.
Kick that guitar. Damn, yes. I love that that's just your immediate instinct. Somebody playing music on the sidewalk, beat them up.
Alright, so, what can I do to help? Why don't you start just by, getting comfortable with the place. Meet a few people. You know what? Everybody loves coffee.
Coffee, alright.
It was like, no, that's his name. This guy's name was Coffee.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry about Mr. Hodges. He doesn't bite much.
I feel like it's just a collection of all the people that like I have met on the bus.
I know that's why I laughed. I didn't want to laugh, but I'm sorry. I see a person acting weird. Sometimes I can't help them.
No, me too, man. He's on that, Mr. Hodges.
Yeah.
Used to be 3 times a day.
It's a subatomic particle. You know, the building block of protons, neutrons, hadrons.
Subatomic. Fix. Good one, kid.
Ulysses, I bet you also met Ernie.
Have you met all these people?
You mind if I take a look?
That guy, he looks like, what actor does that guy look like? Let me see his face again. Beat this piece of shit TV the fuck up.
Be my guest.
Like, maybe you could fix it by plugging it in. I don't know. I think you should hit it, though.
To be fair, if it was plugged in, there wouldn't be anything showing.
It wasn't plugged in. It was the coaxial cable.
City Hall bombing as reports emerged that he used his own body to shield others in his last moments.
Is this the first time he's here, or this is just news about it still?
It hasn't been long since it happened.
Okay.
This is his first day at Feast, yeah.
Man didn't do nothing heroic except get himself blown up.
God damn! Well, this guy's a homeless asshole, isn't he?
You may have heard of his father, Jefferson Davis.
And Peter is like, I'm gonna make him feel shitty for saying that too.
He's got a lot of stuff going on right now. He decided to come and volunteer. Don't you think?
I like that this game didn't just paint all these homeless people in like an angelic light.
Right. Well, they're just, it paints them like
people. Yeah.
He apologized after Peter fucking made him feel bad, but he still just...
You should have felt fucking...
His initial response.
Look at all those fucking sandwiches.
Hey, man. I gotta take off, but brought some help for you.
Miles, nice to see you.
I also feel bad for all these people because all they must eat is sandwiches.
Probably. No, I mean, I think that the feast... I'm sure they make other food.
Of course. Almost noon. Sable should be moving Dr. Michaels. Better get to the bower.
Ooh,
Dr. Michaels was that guy that Mary Jane was trying to get information from, but Peter just knocked him out.
Is it supposed to be a different Dr. Michaels?
Yeah, Dr. Morgan Michaels. They said his full name.
Okay.
But now he's being transported by Sable. Also, like, how kind of crazy is it that this whole city is now under... I mean, if you walk around on, like, street level, the whole city has now been, like, under, like, fucking military fucking authority of Sable International.
Right.
So, like, that's now a whole plot element of this, too.
Oh, shit. Well, I've noticed them occupying the city in a few parts already.
And then Miles, in particular, having to sneak around the security checkpoint, too. That's probably the most that you really had to deal with it so far. But also, like, I mean, it's just like in one game.
That'll be New York in a year.
Dude, it's New York now.
Yeah.
No, it's like, that's already how bad. New York is full on fucking dystopia right now. Shit, papers, please.
You know, safe. I wouldn't do that.
We're there, man. We're already there.
Yeah, well, what you gonna do? Shoot me?
But also, just like, this game just gets so many fucking things about, like, characters from Spider-Man, and lore from Spider-Man, and villains from Spider-Man, all into this one single game.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like...
No, the story is awesome. It's like, if I had to say something kind of controversial, I'd say, like, I kind of almost like the somewhat more stripped-down gameplay of, like, Spider-Man 2's kind of web swinging and fighting and stuff, or at least that seemed easier at the time. I don't know why.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think part of it is you're waiting a week between playing 2 hours at a time.
I know.
You're not really getting time.
I think it seems like combat you have to get in the flow of, and I just am not able to get into the flow of it, really. I do think that's...
I mean, and that's fair, too. I mean, you know, what clicks for you, clicks for you. I think this is a vastly superior game.
Oh no, I'm not, and I'm saying it's better, but it's just like I probably just had an easier time playing Spider-Man.
Sure, I mean, and it was simpler, and also you were a kid, and you were able to sit down for how long at a time to play it, and I mean, you know, I think there's a lot of factors to that.
Sure. Yeah.
If we were able to sit down and do like a fucking 6-hour stream, and you got to just play this for that long, I think it might. Also, if you weren't playing it for a stream, if you weren't trying to have a conversation the entire time too, if you were able to just sit and play this on your own, if you know, I mean, there's a lot of reasons I think that this is.
Yeah. But the story is really good. I'm not shooting that down.
For sure. And I mean, I think this game also did some things that people are praising about No Way Home. This game did first.
Oh, right.
That makes me. It also makes the impact of No Way Home maybe even lesser too, because it's like I've seen it done so well here that even if I don't think they did it badly in No Way Home, Oh, also, I wasn't sure because I heard about it before the movie came out, but I did see somebody showed a GIF of there's actually a move from this game
that they did,
and I know which one it is. It's when they're on like the balcony in one of the apartments fighting, and Tom Holland he does the thing where he like pulls him up to the ceiling and then he's got his like legs around Willem Dafoe, and then webs into the ground and like pulls down and like
that was
blows him
basically
through
a
the
move
floor.
from
That's the specific thing that is a move from this game.
Gotcha. Well, it's like, to be fair, it's like in one of the only good parts for me of BVS is the basically fight scene that they ripped straight out of Arkham City with Ben Affleck's Batman.
Yeah.
I mean, it was awesome to see in live action, but it's like, we have experienced this kind of combat a little bit before.
Well, and also, like, getting to feel it in a game and be, like, doing it is cooler than it is to just watch it.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do think they executed that fight scene.
No, it's really well done. It's just that,
I wish the rest of the action in the movie was done as well as that action scene, but...
Alright, now I'm gonna...
Pursuit of Martin Lee. I think he's got Dr. Michaels and the Devil's Breath.
So, okay, so Mr. Negative just straight up, he has the fucking virus. And the doctor that made it in the fucking... just straight up run over by the cop car.
Yeah. Let's see.
Now, here's a cool thing. If you get a little lower to the ground to the cop, you can actually zip to the cop cars and kind of ride those.
Oh, well, that's what I should be doing. This is right. This is probably much cooler than how COVID actually.
There you go.
Oh shit! Oh, this is a cool staging of a fight scene. Cool set piece.
Whoa! There's a biological weapon in there.
Oh, that was something else. Oh shit!
And of course, Sable.
It seems like he's the only one doing anything about this operation.
Yeah, right? It's like, Spider-Man wouldn't have to step in if your fucking military would do its damn job in the first place.
Well, isn't she like for it? What is like her deal specifically? Because she's like a foreign military in this, right?
Well, that's the comics too. She's from Sicaria, and she has Sable International as like her this entire like. Oh, so now you want to take out these other smaller cars? But yeah, so it's essentially like a PMC, right? It's like a big PMC, like a Metal Gear Solid, like private military company. And that she owns, that basically is the fucking military, that is like almost the military in her home country, Sicaria.
Right, right.
Or at least has a lot of power there. Those two just fell off together.
Yeah.
That was great.
He is coming, and he will destroy all sinners.
The random Endless Nigh homeless dude.
It's Rorschach.
I didn't even see that. It was just in Spider-Man can't open the door.
Oh shit.
I can't remember if this I'm trying to remember if this goes all the way to the part I'm thinking of, but if it is, this is a pretty amazing,
No, this is a really cool level design.
Oh, yeah, I mean, but if this continues as long as I think it does, it might be another mission later that I'm thinking of. I'm not sure. But if this does get to the part that I'm thinking of, it's like it gets even cooler.
Oh shit.
But the part I'm thinking of might be another mission later in the game. So I'm not totally sure.
I must be honest. I was hoping to bring you here. My abilities lend me a certain persuasiveness. I've been watching you. I was waiting for you at City Hall. You never came. Where were you? Is this real?
Wait, can I just... Oh, I can jump over stuff. Cool.
There's also just nothing in the layer over here.
Oh, no.
It was a shame so many had to die, with no heroes to save them.
Well, I mean, you did kind of knock him out, too.
Yeah, you were kind of the one killing people in the first place.
You just want to look... Oh, there's Miles' dad. Just wherever he teleports to is you just want to walk towards him.
Oh, I see.
And he'll keep moving around, so you just gotta keep kind of a circular.
That officer saved your life, didn't he? He was here because of you.
Yeah, just do a rotation and kind of. Now he's up there.
And Norman wanted to use
I knew where he was going with this to begin with.
Right.
And where was Norman during all this? Slinking like a rat. He knew it was going to happen, and he fled. Norman is a hero.
I also like how much people just fucking hate Norman Osborn, and he's not even Green Goblin.
I like that.
I guess if there's one thing about the Willem Dafoe Norman, both in No Way Home and the original Spider-Man 1 movie, is that Norman, like, I mean, yeah, he is he's shitty to his son, even just as Norman in that movie, but he's not quite as much of just a fucking piece of shit,
right.
just as Norman is not just a piece of shit the way he is in the comics.
He is a little more outwardly. I mean, there's a sheen of fake niceness to Norman in the comic, but there is some genuine niceness to Norman Osborn in the Tobey Maguire movie.
Yeah, like he's not like this horrible person, like in every way. He may not be green, but he is still a goblin. Hey, No Name. Hey, welcome in. How you doing? How you doing today? You missed Tim. He was here for the first hour or so of the stream.
Woo! This part is also a little hard to play on your projector. Let's see. Very shadowy.
Yeah. Well, so I mean, eventually, eventually my plan is to move, right, to a bigger place. And maybe perhaps just renting a house even. And I want to specifically look for like a place with an extra room somewhere, or maybe even depending on like if the basement's nice, I could do it with the basement.
Sure.
But kind of basically turn a room into like a recording studio, and get like a nice big like 4K. Whether that's a 4K projector or a screen on the wall or just a TV on the wall or something, but really have kind of a big table space, big kind of 4K screen up on one wall, and like at least 4 like actual like nice chairs, and then four like mic stands and microphones and stuff, and like really make it like kind of actually have like a recording studio.
Right. Oh hell yeah.
Eventually that'd be really cool.
Where you Zod? Everybody's here.
Can Kane fucking walk out on his balcony and kneel before Cock?
Yeah, definitely.
If we wanted to do our spin on it.
Definitely.
It's one of those. Destroy the mask. Yeah, you can grab those and use those as a weapon.
I won't abandon you in the darkness, Martin.
Because in this part, like, yes, the guys are coming at you, but your main goal is to grab those projectiles.
I know, I'm mostly trying to avoid them while I'm doing that.
You can't! You can come back to the light!
From my point of view, the Jedi are Oh, damn. Waiting at the car shop to pay them $100 just to look at why my windshield fluid won't spray, so, great. God, yeah, that sucks.
I'm with you there, dude. I might have to pay $600 for like a new fuel pump in my car, so.
Such bullshit.
I know. At this point, for me, I just need to get a new car.
That's what we did.
Yeah, right, exactly.
We finally just were like, let's just get a new car.
Yeah, definitely.
Now we have one that's not really having any problems.
That's what happens when
you kind of have to. You just gotta have to go there with it. Okay, so the part I was thinking of is still a little further into the game.
Oh, okay.
You okay?
Did they take it?
Yes.
Now,
how worried should I
he
be?
looks like that one actor that played Martian Manhunter in Smallville.
Oh. Yeah, no, I think it is.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm sure that's the voice actor, and they
like
just modeled him, I think, after the actual guy.
That makes sense.
So I'm pretty sure that is just that dude.
That's, still a better Martian Manhunter than the Snyder movie.
Just want to let you know I'm here. Just want to let you know that I didn't help, but I was here.
Just want to let you know that I fucked Jonathan Kent for many years. Nobody knew about it except me.
Martha Manhunter.
More like Martha Dick Hunter.
Stop! We need to brief Mr. Osborn now. I'll go with her. Thank you. I'll remember this.
He's like, I'm really starting to hate that bitch.
Yeah. Her behavior is kind of shitty.
That's a cool shot of the towers.
Tell me you've got a lead on Martin Lee's location.
You know what?
Footage from a guy at a coffee shop. Looks like he hopped into a black sedan after the
landmark. I'm kind of surprised. I don't think is actually in this game is the Master Building. I don't think that's in
really.
Yeah, you'd think that would be.
Yeah,
kind of a major
that's
one.
been in a lot of other Spider-Man games. Yeah. Fuck. But you know, some Spider-Man games haven't had the Sanctum Sanctorum in it, or
or Nelson and Murdoch. So, I mean, yeah.
Points for Devil's Breath. Airports, bus terminals, train stations. It'll spread like wildfire from there.
Why the hell is Oscorp developing a bioweapon in the city?
Oh no, why is America developing a COVID virus in Wuhan, China?
It's been his obsession for decades. The project breaks every state and federal regulation on the books, but he doesn't care.
If the city finds out, he can kiss re-election goodbye.
Never mind re-election.
I love that's all Norman Osborn cares about.
Why are you telling me all this? Aren't you just as culpable as Norman?
Yes, completely. But these actions have been a wake-up call. We've ignored the project's risk for too long. I trust you, Spider-Man. You're the only one trying to do the right thing. Please, protect the city from our mistakes.
I know, that's what Spider-Man's used to doing on a daily basis.
Yeah, that's kind of his whole thing.
Yeah.
Just constantly cleaning up. Again, like we've said before, a good Spider-Man story is about him dealing with other people's mistakes and the problems that kind of happen around him, and him making the best choices that he can.
I mean, and sometimes dealing with his own mistakes, but even then, those mistakes are sometimes him having made the best choice he could, under the circumstances or under what he thought the circumstances were. Yeah.
What are you up to now, MJ?
Oh, well, here. If you want to do the walk-around story part, and then when it becomes... we just got rated by Double Toasted.
Hey, guys.
Well, thank you. Party of 41. That's a lot.
Jesus Christ.
How you guys doing today? How's the stream? Thank you for the raid. If you haven't been here before, this is Rated M for Immaturity, and we are just dishing some Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome. Hope you all are having an awesome day.
Look at all those Oscorp displays.
I'm sorry if you're dropping in during just kind of a story-ish mission.
We're playing
I'm at a fucking Apple store right now.
Yeah, we're just doing the most interesting part of this game.
Oh, goddamn, I actually have to look at the Apple Store display. I'm sorry about that, people.
It kind of looks like a J.J. Abrams movie, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's not enough lens flares, though.
I know, I'm just watching, it's like watching Steve Jobs blow himself in a story mission right now. Jesus Christ.
Just blinding light coming out of his
dick.
Yeah. Is that how that works?
I think so.
I think that might have been.
That was Steve Jobs.
That's how he died, right? That's what the cancer. That's what the cancer was.
I think Steve Jobs was building towards like an eye dick. Or an eye cock that you would like. That your dick would become like a flashlight or something.
Oh, I can believe that.
Yeah. And play music off it as well.
A cancerous little pecker flashlight.
Yeah, exactly. Little pecker flashlight.
Things that I don't think are going to come out of my mouth.
Okay, so what am I doing to this? Can I leave the expo, please?
No.
God damn it.
There's more stuff back there.
Damn Steve
Gotta
Jobs.
Look at all the stuff.
Fuck you, man. Alright.
Fucking Steve Jobs. Sounds more like a Rammstein concert prop. It's too interesting for Steve Blowjobs. Steve Blowjobs. That's a great name. I can't believe I've never. Not only can I not believe I never thought of that, I can't believe that I've just never heard that before.
I mean, only Ulysses could come up with that shit. Let's see.
No, I think it's just this specific one because it's a dispersal device. Yeah, so that was the only thing you had to look at, was because it's a device that could easily disperse a virus.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Mr. Lee.
And of course, that means he wants it.
This will be easier for everyone if you remain calm.
Hey, Stormtwitch. How are you doing today? Welcome in, welcome in. I hope you're having a good one.
Is he gonna brainwash MJ here?
Wait, what did you say?
Oh, god damn. I guess he doesn't have to brainwash anybody if he can just beat the fuck out.
Yeah, some people is just like, no. The bioweapon isn't part of the expo, but they're the device that they're stealing.
That is a good question.
No, I mean, yeah, no, for sure. The device that they are stealing to disperse the bioweapon, that is at the expo, but the actual virus itself is not. They have the virus already.
We're doing pretty good. Just this is playthrough is for me because I haven't seen the story in the Spider-Man game. So I'm just taking in the story, liking it so far.
And that's Stormtwitch. I believe this is your first time here, so welcome in. First of all, and we just play a whole bunch of different games, and it's just kind of stream of consciousness nonsense that comes out of our mouths.
A positive use for the dispersal thing? I mean, they could positively disperse, like, vaccines in the air for fucking, viruses that are in the air as well, Right. They could do some Cowboy Bebop, the movie, did
That's true. They did that in Cowboy Bebop. So,
with a bunch of old crop dusters from the 30s, so it makes me feel a little, shitty about our current circumstances, but...
What year did Cowboy Bebop even take place in? That was in, like, 2090 something, I thought?
I don't remember when the future actually... Oh, here's the stealth mission, I'm assuming.
Right. Yeah, I'll take over here.
Yeah. Yeah, but they did... Those guys did, like, remember the old guys?
Yeah.
They always talked about some old war, and now I can't remember
one of them would constantly talk about World War II, and then the other two would say, you weren't even born yet, you fucking liar.
Right.
That was constantly the argument they were having.
That's true.
And that was throughout the episode, throughout the series, too.
That's true.
That wasn't even just the movie.
That's true, but it's like when they fly those, like, crop dusters in the fucking... in the Cowboy Bebop movie, animated movie.
I don't think they fly those planes in any episodes.
Yeah, so those were totally just straight period airplanes, So it's like, it's amazing that they had those on Mars, and then two,
they worked.
Yeah.
So this is actually kind of cool because
that is
So we basically
while we're doing a stealth mission, Spider-Man's doing a stealth mission around us there.
Yeah. Well, so this is what's cool about this is that it's not even just that we're doing a stealth mission; it's that we're sitting here, right? And we are looking for vantage points because we have a better read of the room than he does.
Oh, okay.
So we are like, hey, cause a distraction. Right?
That's cool.
And so then as he does that... See, this is where I actually like these parts because it's almost like we're controlling both characters at the same time, in a way.
That's true. From a story side of things, it totally works in the game and everything. But
now we have the controller for the drones.
I do just wish the setting for people tuning into the stream wasn't an Apple store, But...
Yeah, that's a fair point. Now, how were you doing today? Or did I already ask you that, Stormtwitch? I'm probably repeating myself there. But hey, welcome in. We're glad to have you here. Seriously.
Does she actually know how to find Osborn? Because that seems like a very convenient...
No, she just made that up so that they would leave the other hostages alone.
So not very smart criminals we're dealing with. All right.
I mean, she is a famous reporter that is known to have
is she?
Like, yeah,
is she supposed to be like Lois Lane, basically? In this
yeah, but also not as good at it.
Okay, interesting.
So now here we are, as much as we're doing stealth, it's also Spider-Man kind of right next to us.
I like that.
And we're kind of finding opportunities for him to take them out.
Have I just always been able to use those drones whenever I want, like that in that way?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, the drones that you can use as Spider-Man are just like, haha. The drones you can use as Spider-Man are just like, you just press a button and they kind of fly around on their own and shoot lasers.
Gotcha, more a combat thing.
Yeah, just more of like a little combat tool.
Get to cover. You still got that tablet?
Yeah.
Better work fast.
Okay, I got this. Come on. Almost there.
Yeah. I am straight up addicted to that Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
On the Switch. That is,
We're partners, remember?
Can we argue later?
I honestly feel like I could play every Fire Emblem that's come out and just...
Probably just be...
Yeah, I could play through all of those and enjoy a lot of it.
I mean, I would love to do the GameCube one in particular.
I love Path of Radiance, yeah. But I mean, like, I don't know how fun, like, the very original Fire Emblem would be. I don't know if anybody in the chat has ever played the very first Fire Emblem.
We distract the guy, maybe get him by themselves, and then call him down to take them out for us.
That's fucking awesome.
So, like, it's a thing where it's, like, almost like the first couple Mary Jane sequences are not as good, but then as we go, they start to give you tools to make these sequences more fun as we go along.
Right.
I'm gonna try and separate them.
Hey, Sage the Plug, how you doing? Welcome in. How you doing today? We're doing good. We're just doing some Spider-Man. All right, that guy's gone.
Do it.
And take that guy. Yeah, see, it's just a little bit more engaging than like the other Mary Jane sequences, maybe.
Oh, for sure.
Not exactly.
I guess I can go back and see to the amalgam character list on Wikipedia. I thought I went through all that, but then I remember one time we said we could just kind of go through Wikipedias of bad comic book characters sometimes too.
Oh, that's just very fun to me.
But, yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, how you doing today, Sage the Plug?
This is Sage the butt plug here. I'm just kidding. Let's see.
Oh, that guy's like, that guy's like a little way off.
I still like Thor.
Oh, that's cool.
Huh. Oh, did she just turn invisible?
It's part of the exhibit.
Well, okay. Now that would be worth. If Apple stores start having a little panel you can stand on to make you turn invisible at the mall, you know, I will start going to Apple stores.
I mean, yeah, that would be worthwhile.
Yeah.
That's how we feel.
Take him out.
They want to start making people invisible in the most hostile parts of the world. Is that kind of what they're getting at?
Oh shit. Oh shit. And Mary Jane gets shot in the face.
Character called Man Orb.
Man Orb?
Not man. Wait, not. Did you say Man Whore?
I said Man Orb. It sounds like a ball sack.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, that's what he is basically. Is
really just a giant walking ball sack?
Yeah. Let's see.
I don't know how I feel about that character. Man, Horror would be a dope villain. That could just be Daredevil's name, though.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Matt Murdock is a man whore, straight up.
He's the greatest comic book man whore.
Him or Dick Grayson. I feel like Dick Grayson and him would compete for ass quite a bit.
That's true. Dick
across the universes.
He's definitely gets a lot of ass.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, there you go. Oh, Grayson wins.
Yeah, right.
Between Grayson and Matt Murdock, though?
Yeah.
Between those two,
they often draw Nightwing with the better butt. In comic books, they always draw Dick Grayson, full-grown Dick Grayson as Nightwing, with an immaculate butt.
Do they?
Yeah.
I guess I haven't paid that close to that.
The butt of a Greek god is what Dick Grayson has.
No name. What is the combination that makes up Man-Orb and Amalgam?
Okay, so it's some fucking... Let me find that again.
Murdoch pulls ass, but Grayson got his eyes. Chick's dig vision.
Yeah. Chick's dig vision.
That's true.
But I like the butt on Grayson. I like the butt on Grayson. There's a character from Marvel called Orb. Not very creative.
No, that's dog shit.
That's dog shit. And a character from DC called Mano.
Oh.
So these aren't the cream of the crop we're dealing with here.
You know what? It's worth looking up these characters that we don't know. It is worth going into their own specific Marvel and DC pages.
I will read them
because I don't think anybody that was here on the last stream or anybody that's here now was here on the last stream where we got into, because we pulled up one character whose backstory fucking at one point he turned into Jeffrey Epstein.
I know that was pretty dark. That
got really dark, and it was
like the second an Aquaman villain that became
it became like a fucking international sex trafficker. Yeah, it was weird. It was weird. Really weird. Wikipedia.
That was dark.
Is it the best worst villain is the Condiment Man? Oh, the Condiment King.
Yeah. Now the thing about the Condiment King is he was
didn't say best worst.
Right.
It's so bad.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. But the thing about the Condiment King is, I wouldn't say he does obviously apply to that list, but he was created for the '90s Batman cartoon as sort of a parody of those bad Batman villains. He was kind of like an homage to them.
Right.
So he's not a sincere, terrible character.
Right. He is himself a play on those kind. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the last ones we've talked about a lot on the stream is Pasty Pot Pete from Marvel. Yeah. Now this is a villain who, despite being kind of a bad villain and having a terrible name and shit like that, he has a very storied history on Wikipedia. How many times can I read fucking Pasty Pot Pete's Wikipedia on these streams? But he's fought and defeated Spider-Man and Daredevil in single-hand combat.
Captain America, too. Batman deserves Condiment King.
Yeah, he did fight Captain America hand to hand and didn't just die. Totally. He totally works, especially as one of those 60s Adam West style villains, And I'd argue the much worse Batman villains from the 50s. We're talking about Zebra Man, that was a costume Batman wore, but I think there is just a Zebra Man, and fucking Eraserhead. He wins in melee because no one wants to touch his pasty pot. Yeah, no, he's hard to fuck with. We said last time, I would love if Pasty Pot Pete was the main villain of Deadpool 3.
Oh, dude, that'd be the best place to fucking have him.
Totally.
Wait, is it not letting me take the wire out? Oh, okay, whoops.
Here's the real question. For me, I've always been a DC fanboy. I don't know, Sage, where do you fall on that chart?
I don't know. For me, it's just
I like both.
Oh, I hit the wrong one.
I'm not gonna be some fake, suck a dick fanboy. It's I like both, obviously, but for me, it's DC. Just because I like the stories.
I just get into individual characters.
Yeah,
more
exactly.
Than anything.
But if we're looking at the universe as a whole, the DC universe appeals to me a little more just because they're... I'm sorry about that, dude. Hey, I like the Marvel universe too, dude. But
I definitely prefer DC when it comes to books.
And that's what I'm talking about, mostly in the
definitely
comics.
with comics.
If we're talking the movies, I like the MCU,
Marvel has kicked
universe.
DC's ass. You got a handful of really great DC films, but in terms of volume of content, Marvel has DC's ass
more
in terms
good
of
stuff.
movies.
Yeah,
but if we're talking about books, I'm definitely a bigger DC fan.
It's almost a bit how I feel about comparing the books too. Is that Marvel has this great quantity for a while.
Right, that's true.
Good books. But DC, while having maybe less good books, the ones that are good are great. And I think the DC movies that are good are like masterpiece movies, DC. Like first two Supermans with Christopher Reeve, classic film. Dark Knight, everybody always thinks is one of the best movies.
I mean, I think The Dark Knight is kind of the seminal film.
Yeah, and for the two superheroes I ever liked were Batman and Spider-Man. So I was always split down the middle for Spider-Man's my favorite Marvel hero, Batman's my favorite DC hero.
Yeah.
And that was always, I was split down the middle between those two. But you were just saying, Dark Knight is just one of the best.
To me, it's the
scripts ever written.
I think to me, The Dark Knight is the definitive commentary on post 9/11 security state America.
Yeah, no, totally.
So I mean,
totally
it just what Marvel. I like a lot.
Captain America: Winter Soldier goes there a little bit, but it does not go as hard as Batman going after.
Absolutely,
it might as well be Batman going after Osama bin Laden. Him going after Heath Ledger's Joker.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Was for sure the first. The first year I liked is okay. You read that one already. Spider-Man was for sure the first I followed, but the Batman animated series brought me to DC.
Yes, yeah, no, totally. I mean,
DC also kicks Marvel's ass when it comes. DC also kicks Marvel's ass when it comes to cartoons. Too.
Yeah, but I will say, probably a 90s kid too. I grew up in the 90s, so I grew up with both the Batman animated series and the 90s and X-Men Spider-Man.
True. Those were also
Spider-Man
awesome.
cartoons from
Those
the 90s.
Those were also really good.
So I was into all of it,
I just like superheroes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's,
Yeah.
As simple as it sounds to say that, I mean, I do just like...
I know. But if you wanted, or she, I don't know, but I just wanted a straight up answer on the shit. I always have to be honest. I'm just going to be honest and say, in comics especially.
Yeah.
For comics, I'm more of a DC fanboy, but yeah. And then, fucking V for Vendetta, I think, is one of the best comic book movies. Technically a DC film.
Yeah. See, now I like the Tim Burton movies, but they're so inaccurate to the comics that I'm also not, they're not my favorite comic book adaptations either.
That it's not a really good representation of
the comics,
Batman.
I mean, I like those movies too. Don't get me wrong; they're just very much their own thing, and not really. They're not really representative of the comics.
All the Tim Burton movies get right about Batman is the stoicism of Batman. I think Michael Keaton was really good about that.
Yeah.
And also while being intimidating when he needs to be, because Michael Keaton
still very entertaining.
Yeah, Michael Keaton made the I'm Batman definitive and iconic.
Oh God, yeah.
That was Michael Keaton.
Yeah. Was that? No Name said, now that you mention it, I probably was watching the 90s X-Men before Batman.
Yeah, I read that.
That X-Men cartoon is great. I'm really excited that that's coming back, too.
Yeah.
I saw a picture of the original voice actor for Wolverine in the recording studio the other day.
Oh, that's badass. I knew they've been doing that 90s X-Men comic for a while, the animated series comic at Marvel for a while, but I didn't know they were doing a sequel series.
Oh, wait, you didn't hear about that?
No.
That cartoon is just coming back?
Oh, that's badass.
Oh, yeah. I swear we talked about it, I thought.
I don't think we've even talked about it on the stream.
I mean, not even on the stream, but I thought we just talked about it, just kind of on our own time.
Yeah, how long ago did they announce
it? Was on the Disney Plus Investor Day thing when they announced all that stuff.
I did not super pay attention to that.
But we
went over some highlights, but that was one we did not go over on that stream.
Interesting. All right. Well, I mean,
okay.
Now
cool.
you know, I guess.
All right.
But yeah, they're totally.
I mean, and for I think a lot of people, those are the take Moon Knight over Batman, and I'm only bringing that up because the trailer and people are finally finding out he exists. Yeah, yeah, true.
I mean, he's definitely an underrated and little-known character.
No, and I love Moon Knight too. I love all of Marvel's rip-offs of Batman. I love fucking Daredevil and Moon Knight.
But they are still kind of rip-offs, though. Like,
yeah.
I mean, hey, and that doesn't mean you can't like it better. Oreos are the rip-off, and I don't think anybody would make an argument that the Hydroxyls are better than Oreos.
Oreos are definitive, yeah.
I'm just saying, you know, nonetheless, still inspired by.
Yeah. But, like, fucking... I'll still go to bat and say, I mean, like, how many great runs of Moon Knight can you name versus how many great runs of Batman in the comics?
That's true. Actual specific, like, writers and comic runs and storylines. Yeah, I mean, like, I'll be honest, Moon Knight is a character that, as much as I do know him, I haven't read that many, like, Moon Knight stories.
I read a bit of that Garth Ennis run where it started out where Moon Knight was fighting that villain, and,
now, Garth Ennis had him rip the dude's face off, right? Yeah, I was pretty sure that was the case.
So I'm used to him being super hardcore. Let me think about what writer that was. I did read a Moon Knight run a few years ago that was really good. That did deal a bit more with his kind of insanity and multiple personalities.
Especially.
Yes.
That's one of the things I really liked about the trailer, is the trailer almost seems to be representing one of the, like, alternate personalities as though it's the main character. So, like, if you're hearing Moon Knight for the first time and you don't really know anything about it, it seems like...
Shut up, you listen.
But if you're like don't know anything about Moon Knight and you're just going off this trailer, it almost seems like the
exclusive.
Mark Spector doesn't seem like it doesn't even seem like they're talking about Mark Spector.
I do think it will kind of evolve into Mark Spector being the dominant.
Oh yeah, and he even gets a phone call at one point, and he's like, and it's like Mark.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be revealed that he's the mercenary that was in Egypt and shit.
Fair. I didn't mean to just take over.
No, that's fine. It allowed me to talk more on the subject.
This is also like the first real boss fight of
with
the
Mr.
game.
Negative.
Yeah.
Cool.
This is very cool.
It's kind of my thing.
This is the part I was thinking of earlier during the last chase scene. So if he's like not stunning when you hit him, he's about to do like a move you can't interrupt or whatever, and then you'll want to hit your circle dodge button.
I was gonna say, I was pretty sure he was gonna knock him into another room, right?
Yeah.
Warren Ellis did a run on Moon Knight just a few years ago, and that was a really cool run. I liked the art.
There's absorbing the
that was cool. There are certain issues of Warren Ellis's Moon Knight that were straight up homage to like other movies and other things. I
would like to read that.
There was an issue that was basically the raid, where it's Moon Knight just.
So here you're going to want to press dodge when he does that move. You press dodge, but also like hit a direction on the stick too at the same time.
I see. Okay, gotcha.
So I've seen him. Let me catch up on the chat here. But I mean, I'm really excited about Moon Knight too. I mean, I think it's kind of cool that we're getting a new Batman movie and the first Moon Knight thing in the same month.
Oh yeah.
Like if you're fans of both characters, that's like a really cool you get both at the same time. Do you want me to just do it?
I died, so you take over now.
I do just want to read.
Yeah.
No name, you still got to watch the trailer. Or if you want to come over tomorrow, and I'll show it to you on a bigger screen. Just saying. Ulysses, does not moon people. I'm sure I've seen a much more.
That's when I said shut up. Ulysses.
I figured that probably was that. Ulysses said, I'm sure I've seen a much more drunk and much less badass version of this on the train before. I'm sure you have.
Yeah.
Here, I'll just kind of.
But Daredevil is like one of the only other characters at Marvel that has rivaled Batman for a consecutive number of well-written comic book runs of his story. Daredevil is more like the Batman of Marvel in the quality of writing and character that he gets a lot.
Well, I almost say with Moon Knight's focus on mental illness, Moon Knight's almost more like a Batman villain than he is like Batman. He's almost like
way, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Also love how fucked up the train car is getting from all the energy blasts.
That's pretty badass. No, that's what I like about Moon Knight, is he's kind of like Batman on steroids. It's like if Batman truly was clinically insane.
Yeah.
Like, you know, just officially had mental illness of some kind. That, and you still can go, but because that's the thing, because Moon Knight has been such a different character over the years.
He's been changed so much that it's like, what exactly is the consistent version of Moon Knight?
Exactly, and so that's why there haven't been as many great runs of the Moon Knight comic.
Batman with more DID and a splash of schizophrenia. What's not to love?
Totally.
Oh, totally. Yeah. No, I mean, I think we totally all agree with you on why we like that character. I think we totally like it for the same reasons.
I'm just trying to own you on the Batman conversation. because Batman undeniably has better written comics.
I mean, I do think that's true.
Batman
on steroids. There's no way he's not on steroids.
Well, that's actually that was also explored in a great run of Batman comics, Batman Venom.
Really well-written story.
Where the drug that Bane uses,
I know that the movie has a great train scene.
Oh,
but this is also this is a cool way of stopping a train too.
Yeah,
might not be as iconic as the movie, but
it looks like it's taking a little bit of visual inspiration from Spider-Man 2.
But the way that he actually comes up, his idea to actually stop it right here is like way different.
Yeah.
Because instead of halting it, right?
Yeah. Oh.
He pulls the tracks up and fucking shoots it through the street above ground.
Hey, James Bond Skyfall did that a little bit with the train
that's
going.
True, actually. Yeah. Huh. Didn't think about that.
Next stop, prison.
But, for anybody that didn't know, the drug that Bane uses to get strong, Batman invented that drug.
Yes, he did.
As a steroid that he would use to get stronger so little kids would never drown again and shit.
Yeah. Imagine walking your dog on that specific spot. Oh, you and that dog are dead.
Yeah, no. Spider-Man's no longer a pacifist in that sense, in that he's never taken a life.
Granted, some of the people we throw off buildings, I mean...
Yeah, and hit in the head with manhole covers are definitely dead.
Right.
Hey, it's me.
And that's another thing. I like that Moon Knight is a character that has no qualms in that same way about killing.
Yeah.
Like, he's Batman and allowed, in a certain sense, to be a little more realistic, because Moon Knight is just... He's a bit more of an R-rated character than Batman,
right.
You know.
Which, to bring that up, actually, is one of the things that I am... I like you. Spider-Man isn't a pacifist. He's just in denial.
That's
but
really
with Moon Knight getting an adaptation, especially coming out so close to Batman, part of me does have to go, Moon Knight's being made by Disney. It's going to be on a Disney streaming service.
Right.
This Batman movie will probably be allowed. Well, I mean, just being a movie coming out in theaters and Warner Brothers making it, I just don't know that Moon Knight's gonna be. I will say, having seen the Moon Knight trailer, it looks like it's grittier than I would have expected it to be. But I still want to see
after the fucking Book of Boba Fett, I'm glad he's actually beating the shit out of people and not getting the shit beat out of him. But
Dude, so I haven't watched more of the Boba Fett show yet, but apparently I saw a little clip from the third episode, and there's actually a scene where somebody walks in and looks at him and goes, nobody respects you, right?
I saw Double Toasted show that clip, and I laughed my ass off.
Because it's just goddamn.
Yeah. Well, or I thought you were going to bring up what you told me over the phone, which is apparently he's in one of those BAFTA tanks.
Got 6 characters in prison.
Sweet.
Spider-Man villains.
One of those BAFTA tanks every episode, which is funny to me because it's he's getting the holy shit beat out of him
every episode
to the brink of death
sucks.
every episode.
Yeah,
what?
That Boba Fett show fucking sucks so far.
Based off just that first episode I saw, I was not a fan.
No, I thought it was genuinely bad.
Genuine dog shit.
Yeah, genuinely just not good. Well, if you want to go collect a couple backpack or two for a minute.
Sure.
It is 4 o'clock. Now, remind me, do you have to leave at 4:15?
Not honestly...
Because I'm just trying to think of what the best time to end the stream would be, because we're between story missions at this moment.
Sure. Shit.
Because we can swing around and just do side stuff, and even
I could honestly go till almost 5.
Oh, okay, cool.
Today.
Sweet. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then when the next story mission pops up, we could definitely do it then. But hey, now Mr. Negative has also been brought to the raft.
Nice.
So that was like the first real boss fight of the game. That was pretty cool, like set piece, I thought. That boss fight on the subway train. You get shredded if you go through hell. You get hurt, but yeah, you don't actually get cut to pieces, which would be cool. That would be cool. But no, I guess the Moon Knight show, the trailer, as it is, I think I'm excited for it even more because it looks like they're not holding back on it being dark based on the trailer.
If you're going
to do it good.
Yeah.
I was worried that they would.
Spider confetti.
Before spider confetti. That's great. But yeah, I was concerned that they would hold back because it's Disney.
Yeah.
But if they don't, then awesome. I'm very happy. But, the trailer is one thing. Let's see the actual show before we decide, hey, they're not before we decide if they're holding back or not.
Oh, totally.
Because the trailer could be darker than the actual tone of the whole show comes across when we actually get to it. So, I just want to be, I like being a little apprehensive about everything.
Anymore.
Right,
yeah, for sure. And 2022 can't be apprehensive enough.
So I just, I am excited about it. I am. I just, want to temper my excitement just in case.
Yeah, totally. Let's see. All right.
But I also, but there's a part of me that sees it and I'm like, man, that is cool to see that. Like, I wouldn't even have thought we were gonna get a Moon Knight adaptation.
Never.
Not that long ago. So it's pretty fucking cool that it's happening.
Yeah. And obviously, like I said,
Ulysses, I'll show you the Moon Knight trailer tonight when you're here.
Yeah. I mean, I've read myself some Moon Knight. I do love fucking Moon Knight. So yeah, I never thought we'd live in a world where we'd get a Moon Knight movie or a TV show or anything.
Right. And like I said, I do think we're building up to Midnight Suns.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one of the Tombstone side missions. That'd be a good side mission to do because that's actually got story to it.
Cool. You should examine the transmitter MJ found.
It might be. There might be one of those mini games here, which I can do because I can do them. I can try and get them out of the way quickly.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, I think there is one.
Sounds good. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, now let me read some stuff about whoever asked me about Mano and Manor.
Yeah, we'll get into those.
About Mano.
I do think that's a fun thing to do for a superhero game, is to just read about really shitty characters from the comics Wikipedia pages.
Mano, this is a DC character, I believe. Mano is a mutant born with the power to disintegrate anything he touches with his right hand with his antimatter touch. A native of the polluted world Onctu, Mano must wear an environment suit because he cannot breathe the atmosphere of most other planets. Can't most people not breathe the atmosphere of most other planets?
Yeah, that's kind of how that's kind of how that works.
That's pretty stupid. The suit's helmet obscures his face, so it can only be seen as a silhouette. That seems like it could be a cool design choice. Hating his people for mistreating him, Mano decided to destroy them all. Wow, he wanted to commit genocide on his own planet.
Sounds like Lobo.
Damn. Yeah, right. He obliterated wow, he caused it to explode by fucking touching the planet. I'm not gonna lie.
Mano sounds cooler than I thought.
That's a boss move right there, man. Yeah. Considered one of the worst considered one of the worst murderers in the galaxy. Holy shit. Wow. Mano was recruited by the Legion themselves to help defeat the Sun Eater. Wow.
Huh. Well, for such a kind of lame name, he's got a lot going on.
Now let's read Marvel's character here to see who's better. Let's see. Where's that man orb shit?
Let's see. Have you looked at the Midnight Suns game stuff? Yeah, I have. I think it looks cool. It's made by the team that does XCOM, right? So it's a Marvel game, but it's like it's a strategy game. It's like a real time. It's like an RTS, more like a Fire Emblem or like an XCOM.
Ooh, Fire Emblem.
But it's also got like kind of like a card system.
Yeah.
To it at the same time. It looks interesting. I think it looks genuinely interesting. And it's a Midnight Suns game, so it's like the main characters are Blade and Doctor Strange and Moon Knight, and like it's like the cast of characters. I mean, like it is one thing where it's like the game has also thrown it's got Iron Man and Captain America and Wolverine in there too, because they're so recognizable, the game is just throwing them in as optional characters. But like, it still seems like the focus is on the supernatural.
What was that last message that
the card-based stuff is throwing you off. I mean, that's fair. It's a different format than XCOM or Fire Emblem. It's its own thing, but I think it looks like it could still be pretty cool.
The character design of Orb from Marvel is pretty cool. Actually, he's got an eyeball for a head.
Well, that's cool. Let me see.
I don't. Oh, you can see that.
He's got, like, that's actually kind of cool.
I like the character design. And that's the thing. Marvel always, or at least for a long time, Marvel had it over DC with their art.
Yeah,
their
that's
actual
true.
art.
That's true. Marvel did have better art for a while.
They built their house, I think, off of actual visual artists like Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko and Jim Lee later on. And
totally.
Which is why DC is better, because DC had to rely on writers to like.
They had to rely on writers instead of artists.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah, that's what they brought in Alan Moore and all the British.
Minigame part is over. Also, I'm going to use the bathroom real quick. I will be right back.
That's what the British invasion is considered in comics, is when DC basically recruited a bunch of British writers and Scottish writers like Grant Morrison and English writers like Alan Moore to write Watchmen and whatnot for them. So that's where I go with liking DC more as a writer. Sage will be back soon, my co-host. He just went to drain the old sea dragon there. So let's see. I'm just gonna collect some. Oh wait, now I'll go over.
Not this way.
Follow the compass here. See. But comic book characters that have some kind of cool thing for a head, whether it's a flaming skull or just a straight up giant eyeball, I respect those characters, I'm not gonna lie. For anybody that's watching that doesn't normally watch, I don't usually just talk to myself like a crazy person. I'm just waiting for my buddy Sage to get back here, and then we will continue the conversation about shitty comic book characters.
I heard you talking shit.
No, surprisingly this time even Ulysses was quiet on that front.
I know. I just like to say that because, I guess it's more of an assumption than anything else. But
when you get a minute, do you want to take over again just so I can finish reading that Wikipedia?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I actually do think the Midnight Suns game looks cool. It's just different.
Yeah.
Are we chasing a car, or is that just...
I was just following the meter.
Right, yeah.
Cool. Alright, so...
There. That truck. Out for a Sunday drive?
Here is the...
Well, that guy died. That guy's definitely dead.
So for the giant eyeball guy, his real name is Drake Shannon. He was born in West Virginia. I like these characters that have these humble hometown roots. An accomplished motorcycle stunt rider, he owned one half of the traveling motorcycle stunt show, which would later feature Johnny Blaze.
Oh!
So his origins tied up in Ghost.
That breaks so many bones. I know, right? That guy literally hit him with a manhole cover, and then he flew into his own motorcycle, and the motorcycle exploded, and he still got back up and started running at me.
Hey, I guess it goes to show you these guys are impossible to kill. The other half of the show was owned by Blaze's mentor, Crash Simpson, who I believe was played by that one character actor that played Harvey Bullock in Gotham in the first Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider movie.
Was that what? Oh, I remember him.
I think he played Crash Simpson.
Okay, I didn't realize that's who that was supposed to be. All right.
While the partnership was initially amiable, the two men grew apart and eventually an intense rivalry developed. Neither wanted to work with the other, but neither wanted to sell their half of the show. To settle the dispute, the two men agreed to a lengthy race, with the winner receiving full ownership of the traveling show. Sounds reasonable. After many miles of neck-and-neck competition, Shannon deliberately swerved toward Simpson in an effort to force Simpson to crash. However, the maneuver caused Shannon to lose control of his motorcycle, while Simpson...
Look at that.
Fogwell's name, cool. While Simpson managed to remain upright and continue on with the race, Shannon slid 25 yards unprotected on his face. Holy shit.
Well, you don't want to do that unprotected.
I guess that's why he became a giant eyeball for a head, although that doesn't quite make sense either, but after his recovery, for reasons they never adequately explained, Shannon was given a powerful motorcycle helmet by They Who Willed Power.
That sounds like a lot less cool of a, like, He Who Remains kind of name. It's like they tried to do that, but it just didn't really
well, it's what are they called in Angel again?
What, in Marvel?
No, in the Angel television series. He was like the ones above, or the ones,
the powers that be.
The powers that be, right.
That's true.
I think they're going with that kind of fucking name.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
God, I love this.
I love Jonah Jameson.
My sources tell me the demons drug the students, turning them into deadly rage machines. What has become of our fair city, ladies and gentlemen, when we have to fear our own children, our neighbors, our husbands and wives? Be vigilant. Be on guard. Keep a close eye on that barista with the man bun making your skinny latte.
I'm fucking with Jonah on that shit.
yeah, no, I am.
Fear those with a man bun. Let's see.
They might commit world genocide.
Okay, so I guess the powerful magical motorcycle helmet this character has looks like a giant eyeball.
So he doesn't actually have a giant. See, that's a little less cool.
That's a little less cool.
I kind of wish his head was just a giant eyeball.
Yeah,
I agree. Some actual story.
It could hypnotize people and shoot powerful beams out of it. Oh shit! He's got the Doc.
He's got a name mug too.
Oh, that's cool.
Advanced Idea Mechanics mug. That's great.
Where are the arms? Oh wow. So cool.
He's like, why did you build them like the squid arms of the Sentinels and the
neighbors, husbands, wives, and everyone else? Everyone else isn't you, Jameson. It's the American way.
Never mind to an external prosthesis. We did it, Peter. No one can take this away from us.
Amazing.
And your work on the neural web was the key.
But we haven't even tested it yet. There's so much we don't know.
It works beautifully. Come on, take a look.
So Peter even kind of was kind of responsible for the technology, though.
He made a lot of contributions.
Okay.
Like I would say Otto.
Oh, it's like the same chip from like Spider-Man.
Yeah, they take a lot of inspiration from that movie for this version of it.
Gotcha.
For sure. I think it's even more fleshed out, honestly. But
yeah.
And then
it makes Peter Parker even more responsible for it.
It does.
He invented the
when
technology.
he sees it, it's like he feels like he's doing this great thing because I mean he's got a degenerative disease. He's been crushed for how much of his life over all these other scientific achievements.
Yeah.
So like the fact that Peter then contributes to,
Damn. That's tragic.
See.
Let's see. I'll just kind of blaze through this and see if he puts lives of dozens of innocent people at risk, but informed Johnny Blaze, now the sole owner of the stunt show, that he would let them go unharmed in exchange for the sole ownership of the stunt show. So even when he's a supervillain, he really wants this traveling motorcycle stunt show.
I mean, shit, apparently.
So kind of low ambitions as far as
he does have, that's
attainable goals,
There's something to be said about, setting your mind on something that's attainable. It really is.
You went really high for that. Like Chris Tucker when Family Guy in that one. When he buddies up with Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Although Blaze capitulated, Shannon instructed his minions to kill the hostages anyway, so that no one would know how the ownership changed hands. Wow, this is a weird kind of arc for this character. So at this point, Ghost Rider inspired. So he's kind of a Ghost Rider villain. I guess.
It seems like a Ghost. This is totally a Ghost Rider
orb
villain.
guy. So anybody who's a big Ghost Rider fan, you know, wish for the fucking orb to be in the next appearance.
Yeah, seriously.
And then he became a professional criminal, returned several times, always plotting to get revenge on Ghost Rider.
Right.
Which doesn't seem like it would work because Ghost Rider is a highly magical being. So.
And also, his entire motif is about vengeance, and so you think you're going to get vengeance on the vengeance guy?
Yeah,
it's not happening.
Right. Yeah. Oh, he inflicted Roxanne Simpson, Ava, God, what?
Ava Longoria?
The chick from the first Ghost Rider.
Is that not her name?
No, Ava.
The actress.
Yeah.
That's her.
It wasn't Ava Longoria, though.
Was it not?
No, Ava Longoria is from, like, Desperate Housewives or something. Let's see.
Oh.
God. Wow. When you need your memory is when it fucking fails you, I tell you that. Ava, I was thinking it was
Ava
this,
Mendes.
but I wasn't sure. Ava Mendes. Yep.
Ah.
Ava, that's who Ava Mendes played in the fucking...
Oh, I guess that one doesn't work there. No name had it. No name knew.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know how I fucking forgot Ava Mendes. That dime piece right there. Let's see.
Jesus Christ.
Let's see. Oh my god. Oh no.
There we go.
Oh, there's a second fucking the orb.
There's two of these characters?
Oh yeah, you know these shitty comic book characters they have. There's like 5 versions of Clayface from Batman.
Yeah,
you know,
but Clayface is one that
that people
popular.
actually like.
Yeah, Clayface is one that like I understand having multiple iterations of ones that are people care about.
Right.
It's the ones that's when people don't care about that I'm like, huh?
Alongside Madam Menace. Okay, that's one I have to read the Wikipedia.
Yeah, that's a terrible fucking name. Jesus Christ.
He battled Ghost Rider once again. At one point, he crossed paths with Hawkeye. The Orb battled Hawkeye, and alongside Hawkeye, he discovered Plant Man's mobile plant growing factory.
What?
Okay, never mind. We're reading about Plant Man now.
Yeah, we gotta read about Plant Man. There's such a fucking infinite series of rabbit holes that you can go down with these things.
That is what's fun. Yeah, he was brought back in one of the Astonishing Ant-Man, which was that Ant-Man comic I love.
Where they had all the lame villain characters.
Written by Nick Spencer. What was that last stuff?
Somebody out there is a massive The Orb fan. I just know it.
Yeah.
Madam Menace sounds like a budget dominatrix working out of a Motel 6. That's good. That's good.
Totally.
Plant Man is a mobile grow house. It sounds like he's growing weed in a van, right? Is that not what that sounds like?
I'm going to read all about this shit. But no, Astonishing Ant-Man was that comic I loved, written by Nick Spencer just a few years ago.
Yeah, I've got at least one volume of that,
it's just like a total comedic run of Ant-Man, and I should have known that this character was somewhere in there. First, I'll just go off with his powers and abilities so we can get those out of the way.
Okay.
Originally, the Samuel Smithers version of Plant Man used various Smithers. It was Smithers all along. Used various devices to control plants. He used a chloroblaster gun, which promoted rampant plant growth. A Vega ray.
Oh, they couldn't quite fix it all the way.
Oh shit.
It's not a real story.
I'll let the story play out. Yeah.
Doctor, I've found a potential problem.
So it's also it's not even that it's going to affect his just take over his mind, but it is going to make his degenerative disease more rapid.
Oh,
like the way that it interacts with his body's chemistry.
Oh god.
Which makes his mental state worse, right? So,
damn.
We need some more testing.
Oh shit.
So it's fucking with his brain. So it's fucking with his brain chemistry, and it's also making his muscle degradation worse.
He's going arch.
Otto, you're not a failure. But this could permanently damage your mind. Please. Right.
Wow.
He actually had the self-control the first time, at least, to actually shut it off.
Huh. I love that underneath it all, he's still got a turtleneck sweater.
He does,
which is very Auto-Octavia.
Yeah. Hey, have a good one, No Name. Thanks for coming and hanging out.
See ya.
If you are up later, we will be doing Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Yes. In the usual time in the evening. But have a good night if we don't see you. And let me know about tomorrow, if you want to text me, because we could totally do some Gritty tomorrow. Finish that up, finally. Yeah, I thought that's because it's like, instead of just being the villain turn, he, like, actually...
I like that. It is probably the most, like, layered origin of Dr. Octopus they've done.
Oh, but then he sees Norman on TV.
He's like, oh, I'm not voting for that motherfucker.
Right.
You have no idea what you're in for.
There's something to be said about close-ups in a video game that I don't feel like they do too often. It's cool.
TV News will do that to you. And for sure, I'm off at 2, so we can... Sweet! I will see you tomorrow a little after 2. Yeah, here, do you want me to just play so you can keep
I will finish off with some of these characters for sure.
Hey, Miles.
Plant Man also has the ability to control the movements of his animated plant creatures called simuloids. Simuloids are humanoid. Are these not like cannabinoids, you know? Like, character that controls cannabinoids. And humanoid plant life constructs grown from alien spores. Wow, this guy's just got a lot going on as far as powers go. Alright, let's jump into the biography here.
This is, wait, Plant Man now?
Plant Man, yeah.
Okay.
Growing up as a poor London orphan. Really? He started out as fucking Oliver Twist, so that's good. Samuel Smithers found refuge and work as a lab assistant with a famous botanist who was researching the intelligence of plant life.
Now, remind me, this is Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Okay.
Well, let me double check here, but
honestly,
I thought he was an Ant-Man.
Oh, okay, right. Honestly, though, just this like trend of us like reading Wikipedia like biographies for terrible.
Well, especially during comic book games, that just makes a lot of sense.
Oh, for sure. Even maybe during non-comic book games, it might just be a fun.
Oh yeah, we did a lot of those during Hades too.
Yeah.
But. So he worked for a fucking botanist who was trying to study the intelligence of plants. So again, not like a great scientist fucking here. After the botanist's death, Smithers traveled to the United States hoping to continue his mentor's work. He invents a device capable of communicating with plants. Again, impossible. Plants have no brains.
Actually, well, not brains, but we have figured out that they are screaming.
I do. I remember you telling me that.
Yeah. They yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna stop.
No, I'm not either. Well, you could throw it in vegetarian spaces.
Well, what's hilarious about this is that this character was then laughed out of the scientific community for building this device when he attempts to communicate with the plants, and he could only find work as a gardener after. Okay, I love this fucking villain.
That's pretty funny. There's some actual story again too.
Oh, okay.
Which she now has to run the entire feast organization.
Plants do have simple nervous systems as possible. They have very basic method of thought. Yeah, but don't you think some scientists...
We proved that they feel pain.
Yeah, but don't you think some scientists would think you were retarded if you were trying to, like, have an intellectual conversation with your ficus or whatever?
It's complicated.
Honestly,
just avoid the question, Peter.
I never thought of Aunt May as a mustard fan.
Especially when you were your age.
For sure.
So, are you honest with her? Does she know the real you?
Hey, turn it up. I want to hear this.
A spokesperson for the police has confirmed that this was the truck carrying the device used in the Grand Central Terminal attack.
Which trick was that? The one that one
They put
mission.
the virus with the thing in it.
Right.
So.
Oh, okay.
So we're off again because somebody took that. Somebody took the virus.
Off to the horses. Let's see. However, a freak lightning storm strikes Smithers' plant ray gun, allowing it to control and animate plant life. with his veggie ray, and a disguise. That's what his gun is called, and a disguise as Plant Man. Smithers seeks revenge. At first I read this as seeks revenge on the Human Torch. And I was like, that seems like a terrible person to go after if you're a fucking plant.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it goes to revenge on his employers, so Human Torch was the ideal choice to go stop him.
Oh, okay.
Plant Man attempts revenge on the Human Torch, again, not smart, which ended with his arrest. He breaks out of jail again, however, and travels to the southwest to grow more plants, this time with his own spliced cells. Here he had partial control, but was also sensitive to the plant's whims, so the plant started controlling him, like this chip is controlling Doc Ock.
Except it's plants.
Yeah. That's how unintelligent this fucking guy is.
That's hilarious.
When at one point he thought he had killed Tony Stark, he decided to go directly for world domination.
This guy thought he killed Tony Stark.
But then was foiled by Iron Man, so clearly he did not kill Tony.
Well, then this is, Iron Man's Tony Stark's bodyguard, so he probably pretended he faked his death and then dipped out and turned the
Oh my god, the great fucking character names keep on coming. Count Nefaria breaks the Plant Man and several others out of prison to serve as his lieutenants.
Alright, here we go. Let's see if it's still in the destroyed truck.
To help bolster his prominence in the Magi criminal empire.
I like that. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
I want to know more about that for sure.
But it's like, weren't the Magi...
somebody took that. I mean,
yeah.
Probably. Not too hard to guess who did it. But.
Right. Just weren't the Magi ancient bodyguards of pharaohs in ancient Egypt?
The Magi were.
No, Magi.
Not Magi. That's something else. Okay. To be honest, I don't know what Magi would just be.
I've heard, definitely, that's in the back of my mind somewhere.
I've heard it before, but Magi for sure.
And Magi, that's what I was thinking of.
Thing.
Yeah.
Prison Break.
Oh, the baby Jesus. That's right.
Magi with. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Woo. So apparently there's a Magi criminal family in Marvel Comics. The three wise men.
Dude, that'd be hilarious if they were related somehow.
Yeah. To this end, Plant Man, the original eel, the original porcupine, and the original unicorn...
is the character's name the eel, or is it his name the original eel? Because it's kind of awesome.
If it was the original eel, it would be better, but no, it's just the eel, the porcupine, the unicorn, and the scarecrow.
Damn it. Can we have a character named the original eel?
Yes, we can. Captured the mutant team, the X-Men, in an extortion attempt.
Oh, they captured the X-Men.
Captured the X-Men. But the mutants defeat their captors. No surprise there. Plant Man manages to pilfer technology from the Magi before his escape, using it to create a monstrous leviathan out of seaweed to terrorize London. So he made a seaweed Godzilla.
Wow. Alright.
Which it was immediately stopped by Namor and Triton of the Inhumans. But Plant Man escaped to terrorize another day. Plant Man has often used simuloids to create duplicates of himself.
He did, Ulysses. Biollante. That's an actual Godzilla plant creature.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's an actual Godzilla creature that is plant-based.
That was Plant Man first. Duplicates of himself for mercenary endeavors, raising quick cash to continue his research. One of the first known activities of his simuloids was to join his former allies in the original Viper in a crime wave under the command of the Cowled Commander, only to be stopped by Captain America and the Falcon. God, okay. Again, it's a Marvel character, so they tend to have long biographies, so I'm gonna skip over some of this.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not funny or...
Right.
You know.
Spider-Man and the Falcon discovered an exotic plant breeding nursery where they encountered and defeated the caretaking Plant Man simuloid. So one of those doppelgangers from Rick and Morty, he has a bunch of that going on too. Another Plant Man simuloid scheme to rob a bank was thwarted by two of the Micronauts.
Oh, what? No, Micronauts.
Yeah,
I knew that had some touch.
Fucking Micronauts.
I know that it had a little bit of a connection to Marvel. I didn't realize it was like present in like actual like comics though.
Yeah, they beat the shit out of Plant Man.
I mean, that's funny.
Yeah, well, that's when you're just kicking the police car.
Oh, the wardens in it.
Oh, I see.
Oh, also, we have yet to actually use this power because I
sure.
just haven't used like a lot of that.
Oh shit, that's kind of badass. It's like a gravity web or something?
Yeah, basically.
Cool.
Knocks them all into the air so you can do air combos.
Fuck yeah. Next, with an army of 1,000 plant simulacra, the true Plant Man captures the President of the United States. He attempts to take over S.H.I.E.L.D., but the Avengers rescued the President despite Plant Man's army, and contending with 100-foot-tall Tree Man and Plant Man's escape, Hawkeye and the Orb. Hey, the Orb. Stumbled. This is what's great about reading all the other Wikipedia for these characters. Stumbled upon Plant Man's mobile plant growing factory, and he expelled them.
And they got him arrested on marijuana
charges. Over kidnapping the president, we're gonna have to charge you for growing marijuana.
Yeah, that's the real crime here.
During the Acts of Vengeance storyline, Plant Man joined with a group of villains to attack the Fantastic Four. Soon after, he tries a solo act on the Avengers, who are visiting a construction site.
They're visiting?
Yeah.
They're visiting?
Yeah.
Like a vacation?
He's defeated by the site's employees, who fear the battle might destroy their hard work.
Wait, so he was beaten by the construction workers?
Yeah, those guys from Amazing Spider-Man 1.
Well, I was going to say, Plant Man should have been the villain in that movie, because then maybe they would have really felt like it was being based off the comics.
Yeah, they would have felt really targeted, those construction workers. During Smithers' subsequent prison sentence in Seagate Federal Penitentiary, he was contacted telepathically
like a helicopter now.
by Mentallo, who was being held in a stasis field in the same prison. Mentallo was still capable of using his powers, and he used them to orchestrate a breakout of his fellow prisoners, which included the hero Hawkeye, who was serving time for the crimes he performed as a member of the Thunderbolts.
Right, okay.
The criminal...
Oh, that guy's dead, right? Like, oh no, okay, he went and saved him after. Oh no, he didn't, he just kicked that dude out. He didn't say it. He didn't go back and like web him to make sure he... Yeah.
Oh, the criminals
that dude out of that helicopter.
Remotely chained to one another escaped as the so-called Chain Gang.
You see that big shot of electricity?
Oh, straight up electro. Oh shit.
Oh, okay. This like next choke is like
I'll shut up
fucking
for a minute.
awesome.
It's usually worse. Look out!
There's like actually a lot of story in like a short amount of time too in the sequence. I'm loving this though, just reading these characters.
Oh, it's a great time.
Yeah. I feel like we'll end up, if we go through enough of these, that's like probably the fountain of like actual comic book knowledge that we don't have will like fill the rest of the gaps.
True. I'm not gonna remember some of this crap.
Some of the funniest parts will stand out. Some of it'll just be like, whatever.
I guess that one villain being fucking comic book villain turning out to be Jeffrey Epstein was pretty
yeah, I'll remember that.
Unexpected.
I'll remember that.
Yeah.
I also like how Electro's actually got like burn marks all over his. He's got like.
That was cool. It's a bit the Ultimate Comics, a little bit.
Oh, totally. Yeah, it does have that feel to it.
Why is he letting everyone out?
I'll head for the main control center.
Electro just let every other.
Got it. I'll go join the party.
I mean, it's just cool to be like, hey, here's a fucking big moment of story on the raft.
Everyone just quietly go back into your cell and lock the door behind you. Okay? Please?
Oh, that was badass. Well, I guess while you're doing this, I'll keep reading a little bit.
Oh yeah, true. I'll
So
this is just combat.
The Chain Gang reluctantly agreed to work together to search for a way to survive, deactivate their security manacles, and search for a weapon of great power left behind by the death of criminal industrialist Justin Hammer. The weapon had come to the attention of Mentallo by Hammer himself before he died, as Hammer awakened Mentallo's powers while he was in the stasis field. Unknown to his associates, Hawkeye was actually working undercover on behalf of S.H.I.E.L.D. Ultimately, the Chain Gang was tracked down by Songbird, who helped Hawkeye defeat the villains. They discovered that Hammer's legacy was a biological toxin that had been ingested by every single supervillain who had ever worked for him. Interesting.
Alright, here we go.
Oh shit.
And Rhino.
Fucking Rhino. This is cool because it's a bit like the Ultimate comics.
It's like a mixture
look,
kind of,
but it is still him in a suit.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Hey, what's your status?
Alright, now it's just... Oh!
Oh,
there you go.
shit.
This is too good to be true. Scorpion, can you hold on a minute? I was in the middle of the phone call and it was business.
This is pretty... Like, why does this feel a little more eventful than the villains coming together in No Way Home? You know?
Because it is.
Yeah. It's true.
You okay?
Not really. Electro, Rhino, and now Scorpion are all on the loose. What's going on in the rest of the prison?
Camera system's almost up. I'll give you a sit rep soon.
Okay, I'll keep tracking Electro.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Because this feels like a real kind of Sinister Six moment.
It does,
you know,
totally.
It's just
I mean, there's
more-
something to be said for it to be the canon version of the villains that Spider-Man has a history with all of them.
Oh, for
you
sure,
know,
yeah.
And with Tom Holland, you just can't have that.
Yeah.
You know, in these until maybe the next movie.
Yeah. Oh, alright. There we go. This would kind of remind you of like when you used to have to chase them around in the old games too.
Totally. I mean, it's very fun. It's probably more fun for me to watch, honestly, than play sometimes.
Sure.
Like, watching this looks really fucking awesome right now.
I mean... And Vulture.
Oh, sweet, sweet.
Sorry, no time to talk.
Yeah,
there's a spectacle to this.
I have to say, I'm digging this more than No Way Spider-Man. No Way Home right now.
Right, though?
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Looks like the entire population of the raft has escaped, including Martin Lee. That makes 5 of
and Mr. Negative's just loosened in immediately now.
Oh, shit.
I thought you were serious.
I am serious.
Well, I remember the cinematic in this part. I remember that he's, like, part of the people on the roof and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, now look how fucking powerful Electro... They're doing Electro justice in this motherfucker.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I mean, I think this game just illustrates, kind of.
Yeah, there's something you said earlier about how this made you have a little less appeal or
yes.
For
this is one of
Spider-Man
those
No Way
reasons.
Home, and that's
and also
totally,
like the way we're going up this elevator shaft here, like trying to like avoid all of the. I don't know. It's just a cooler action scene.
It is. It is.
Electro, stop!
It just I don't know.
It's like, you know,
How
if
do you like my new suit? Dash, where'd you get it? It's an exclusive.
And remember the whole thing where Shocker had like a new suit, right?
All the
very
villains do.
early in the game.
Is it being funded by him?
Well, that's kind of what the game seemed to tell us, is that Shocker was working for Mr. Negative, but also it's kind of weird that like Mr. Negative's not a tech guy, right? So it's kind of weird that he's upgrading these like tech costumes. Mr. Negative said not to kill him.
Oh, okay.
So he's even not the boss of this operation.
Gotcha. I mean, it's I'll just watch, but this is why is this so badass? Dude?
Yeah, right. this fucking shit's all
amazing.
over No Way Home.
Yeah, it certainly does. Look, this is fucking the Sinister Six, where they're just all curb stomping Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's fucking...
They're not taking turns.
Yeah.
They're not taking turns.
That is fucking awesome. This is like a super-powered mafia going after one guy, which is what I think of.
It is Doc Ock, but the implication here, right, is that he didn't just take this villain turn.
Yeah.
He's been funding this for a while, right? Like he has been. He's been trying to get revenge on
about him for a little while
since the beginning of the game.
Okay.
He's been like, even if he wasn't crazy necessarily, he was looking to get vengeance on Norman.
Right.
Right, like this whole time.
That was so cinematic, the rain coming down on his face and shit.
And just throw Spider-Man away.
This is so a Sinister Six moment. Nice.
Right?
Well done, Spider-Man 2018.
Hell yeah, dude. Or I suppose 2020 if you want to count it. The remastered being a separate release, but I mean, same game. It just looks nicer.
Yeah.
That's really all it is.
Yeah, the graphics in those parts were fucking incredible. Holy shit.
All the people chanting for him, too.
And that wasn't a part, besides like chasing after Electro, that wasn't really a part you played, right?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, there was a lot of cinematic to that. Yeah. There was a lot of cinematic to that for sure. I still felt like I still feel like he had a pretty good degree of control over most of it. Yeah. But yeah, once they start kicking his ass on the rooftop, that's totally just a cutscene.
Cool.
And also, over a Norman Osborn rally.
Yeah. After seeing these parts of this game again more fully, like, I can't wait to see the story they do with Venom in the second Spider-Man game.
Hell yeah, dude.
Time to give them the truth.
Damn, so what does this gas do again? Just a...
it's just a virus that's gonna just fucking kill people.
It's COVID. Cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna put the mask on after he opened it, too.
We call this the Octocron.
It's the Octocron strain.
Shit, that was fucking badass.
Yeah. Right? And it's easy to forget just how much is going on in this game. You've got Miles' origin kind of happening as a side story. You've got, there's just so much happening here. And they've got the virus.
Shit.
Can you pass us out front here? Sure.
So now So I'd say that was maybe the end of Act 2.
Wow,
like the three
that was Act 2? Wow.
Of the game. So there's still a whole third act of story to do.
Does anything in Act 3 ever get more intense than that
emotionally, yes.
beatdown? Okay.
Emotionally, yes.
Maybe not.
I don't know if there's anything that's that. A lot of the boss fights, the actual boss fights, you're fighting at least two of them at a time, in real time. You as the, actually having control.
I'm so gonna get my ass kicked during those
And also, this is also kind of all set up for Green Goblin, too, because, even though it doesn't happen in this game, if he's lost being the mayor and he's actually been outed as this piece of shit, that's going to be great, fucking domino effect for him becoming Green Goblin in the next game. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if the Venom kind of story and the Green Goblin origin happen all at the same time.
How much more awesome was that cinematically? In a lot of movies, a person will crush glass in their hand and it'll just break like candy glass because that's what it is, and they won't bleed or anything. But to show he puts the blood into it and to break,
and you don't even see him break the glass itself. You just kind of see the broken pieces of glass on the floor and then the blood dripping out. You don't even see the hand break.
The chef's kiss, dude. That was so fucking good.
Right?
Thanks for taking care of me.
Now this is a Spider-Man story.
This is kicking the shit out of Spider-Man No Way Home.
I know.
Not to keep comparing it, but it's just
it's doing some things that are similar, though.
It's we knew just from seeing Spider-Man No Way Home to begin with, this is pretty good, but this is not peak Spider-Man storytelling right here.
Exactly. Well, and also, we're at 446 now, so if you want to read
another... If
you want to read the rest of that, I'll catch,
For sure. I was going to say I can stick around for another 8-10 minutes for sure.
Okay.
But
we'll do some side stuff. We'll do some side stuff. Apparently. So.
That just sounds like exactly like 2022. All that shit going on.
So Osborn. So now we are fighting the Sable. Now we are in combat with the Sable military police too, because Osborn just told her to do whatever she fucking wanted.
Holy shit!
So now there's a fucking pandemic infecting the entire city. Basically, the Sinister Six has been unleashed from prison.
Yeah.
You've got Tombstone, right, with his kind of side story. You've got, you know, all that shit going on. On top of that, Black Cat is doing her thing in the background. You've still got like Fisk's henchmen running around. You've got Taskmaster leaving bombs around the city.
Yeah. the stakes are high in the game right now.
Yeah, right.
Like the fact that they had
also
like
55% on the campaign progress too.
Damn. Yeah, that we saw Miles Morales' father die in the story in this game.
And Miles' origin is happening, too.
Right. It adds to the idea that there are stakes and something bad could happen.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take pictures while you read that.
Okay. Sounds
That's what
awesome.
I'm going to get some... yeah.
Let's see. Hawkeye... The search ended with Hammer's daughter, Justine, who turned out to be the Crimson Cowl.
Oh, this is kind of cool, though, just flying into the air. There's just fucking sniper lines from, like, everywhere just fucking start targeting you if you get too high.
Oh, shit.
Because now the fucking Sable police are everywhere.
Fuck. Wow, and then eventually this Plant Man character rejoined the Thunderbolts, renamed as Blackheath.
Okay. Blackheath?
Yeah. Sounds like a candy bar.
It does.
Beginning with his time in prison, Smithers had noticed his body was mutating. Just that casual thing you notice. Drawing him closer to the energy field that he manipulated to control plants.
Oh, so look at the fucking, like...
Oh, shit.
Encampments. Like, I mean, the cityscape itself has changed drastically just after that one mission.
Hardcore 2021. It is impacting.
And the fact that this game came out in 2018.
Right.
Too, like before.
A little predictive. Let's see. During this procedure, Smithers' spirit connected with the energy field, the so-called verdant green, the embodiment of the Earth's biosphere. They're basically turning this motherfucker into Swamp Thing at this point.
I thought Man-Thing was supposed to be this Marvel Swamp Thing ripoff.
Well, now it's Plant Man character.
Yeah, Plant Man's coming in and taking Man-Things.
Yeah, he fucking is. The verdant green pointed out that Smithers could release the toxin, removing humanity from the biosphere.
Oh my god.
Holy shit, that is a proactive green right there. Allowing the
oh my god, these guys are tougher too.
Allowing the plants to flourish as in its pre-industrial days. So the plants are actually, the plants in the Marvel Universe actually do have intelligence.
Man-Thing is a terrible name.
Yeah! Man-Thing's cooler than Plant Man, though, and shit.
I mean, yes, I don't disagree with you even. It's just that, like, if you don't have any context for that character, you've never heard of it before, if somebody says Man-Thing, I mean, come on.
I mean, I would think they're talking about this dude's dick or whatever.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
They should just call it his rival dude dick. You know? But, you know. But what I like about this character is that he found out that there is this, like, elemental green force in the Marvel Universe, that there's, like, this hive mind intelligence uniting all the plants on Earth in the Marvel Universe.
Who's his girlfriend, Lady Parts? I mean, yeah, probably.
And all these plants have wanted to wipe out humanity since the Industrial Age. That's kind of a...
Do you think, do you think that The Happening got any of its narrative based on
M.
the
Night
Marvel character
Shyamalan was a
Plant-Man?
big Plant Man fan?
Yeah,
Possibly.
I mean, I would believe that about M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah. Instead, Smithers chose to release an antidote for the toxin into the atmosphere and appeared to die in the attempt. So he died a hero. The Thunderbolts ultimately defeated the Cowl and her masters of evil. Blah, blah, blah. Finally, Smithers was able to revive himself by sucking the moisture out of the villain Hydro Man, leaving him dead.
On my way.
So Hydro Man went to Plant Man, and Plant Man drank that water up, like a good plant does, and killed Hydro Man. Interesting.
Also, they also just fucking Yuri just said that Dr. Octavius is the smartest supervillain that the police have ever dealt with.
That holy shit, that's badass.
And also, so we won't do this right now, but when we pick back up on the next stream, the next story mission is that in teams of 2, Rhino, Electro, Scorpion, Mr. Negative, and all
just
that.
Just the Sinister Six taking turns.
Basically, in teams of 2, they're just attacking fucking random police precincts and killing all the cops.
Oh shit!
So like there's stakes to this fucking
plot. Like, holy crap!
And also the fact that immediately after the virus was unleashed, we instantly saw that May had it.
Well, also like the whole of New York, like when you look around and there's all this smoke from like fires going on in the city.
Exactly. It's just like tall buildings.
This paints such a picture of better stakes than No Way Home did.
Yeah.
With like these universes colliding. New York City on fire.
Yeah, look at this.
Yeah, New York City on fire is fucking a dangerous sight to me.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it's like you have to actually be shown what the stakes are.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what stakes are, exactly.
Right, you have to see them.
Yeah, right. No, totally. Let's see. This is another character, Marvel character wiki I might have to read. The Thunderbolts were aided against S.H.I.E.L.D. by the arrival of the true Citizen 5.
The Citizen 5?
Yeah, there's some characters.
5 citizens.
No, there's just one character called Citizen 5, so he's the 5th citizen to ever exist. So we'll have to read about him next time. Who needed the team's immediate help with his agency's ship, the engines of which were made of alien technology that had begun distorting, threatening to suck the Earth into the null space of a white hole.
That's Alias and... What? This is Alias Investigations, by the way.
Oh, badass. Hell yeah. Oh, what did Ulysses just say, the last thing you...
Isn't that a character from The Prisoner? Wait, which character? I'm sorry, Ulysses? Which one were you talking about?
Oh, maybe Citizen 5, but eventually all the Citizen 5 Plant Man shit devolved into a plot of alien technology which threatened to suck the Earth
Citizen 5,
into the null of space, into a white hole.
Into a white hole?
Yeah, which I don't think that, science...
It is a thing now, but was it back then?
Well, Einstein had theorized them, but I'm just saying, like, science-wise, the idea of a white hole is that it ejects matter, right?
Right,
it projects matter.
Because they just described a black hole and then called it a white hole.
Yeah, that's incorrect. So some incorrect comic book science there, but...
At least it wasn't a brown hole.
What's that? Shut up. In so doing, the Thunderbolts encountered the original Thunderbolts, who emerged from the void after severing the alien ship's presence from where they'd been trapped on Counter-Earth.
Counter-Earth?
It's like their Earth 2. The two teams of Thunderbolts combined forces to plug up that hole. That void.
We're gonna go plug that hole?
So they created a cosmic butt plug to fill this fill this white hole.
Okay, alright. Wow, Marvel Comics is getting dirty.
And shunt the alien ship from Earth. And similar to the manner in which...
They're gonna do what to the alien shunt?
The sex term in which Baron Helmet Zero's team stopped the threat on... There's just so much fucking going on here. I'm gonna...
Yeah, there is a lot to
I'm
this.
gonna stop the Plant Man wiki there, but we will pick up next Tuesday.
Yeah, with Citizen 5.
Yeah, Citizen 5. And then there's Count Nefaria, I want to read.
Yeah, seriously.
Madam Menace. Yeah, there's a few.
Alright, we're gonna take one last photograph.
Alrighty.
And also, like, you can't you can't swing around without being fucking shot at every 2 seconds now on this map because of just how much shit has changed. I also like how the picture caught the explosion, but not actually.
I like the light effects that are reflecting off us now sometimes too.
And even in Central Park, there's a giant fucking encampment up there. Yeah. Well, So you feeling pretty good about this game?
Hell yeah! No, like I mean, like I said earlier, like
but some of the best parts now are starting to actually happen.
Kick in for sure. Absolutely, no. Spider-Man 2018, I'm loving the fuck out of, or the 2020 remaster.
Oh, okay, well we might as well listen to this real quick.
Listen to this, and then I have to get out of here. But this is awesome.
Fuck yeah, dude! And then I mean, yeah, this might not be that many streams, honestly.
Yeah.
And a clear attempt to evade justice for his crimes. Only a fool would believe that he's Mr. Positive one moment, helping the poor with a smile.
Oh, I can't hear it once.
Right.
Blowing up way a minute.
Someone should mod this so you play as someone with no powers and call it post-COVID simulator. Dude, if you walk around on the street level too, there's like a lot of people wearing masks.
Holy
the
shit!
NPCs the NPCs are all wearing masks.
God damn.
City Hall bombing.
Holy shit.
There we go.
This just took a whole nother level.
Right? this game's pretty crazy. Alright, well thank you everybody for hanging out. We'll do a little raid real quick and then yeah. See who is streaming currently. And Ulysses, I will see you soon.
All units advised. Witnesses are reporting armed mugging.
Let's see.
I
almost forgot my Toblerone.
Don't forget your Toblerone. Let's see.
Now hopefully my car or Aunt Lynn's car rolls down your driveway.
Yeah.
I had a little trouble getting up, but
oh yeah. Hopefully it should be going easier going down.
Should be.
You know.
We'll find out.
Michael's gonna go down, so.
Alright, see ya.
Have a good one, Michael. Thanks for being here as always.
No problem. I'll kiss you.
Alright, let's do. Let's see. Let's do someone that we haven't rated, that some sage knows how much easier it is to go down. Michael's the one who's about to have a hard time going down, is what it is. Yeah, all right. We'll do someone here that has rated us that we have not rated back yet, just to give them that little bit of attention. But yeah, have a good one, everybody. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.
Attention unit. Just got word of
And then there's that little countdown.
Incident occurred in Robinson. Over.
But hey, we will be back for Knights of the Old Republic in just a little bit.